The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
If you'd have told me that my 2018 Christmas would be the highlight, the viewing highlight, would be a documentary about Bros, I would have laughed at you. Bros, a band I was never a big fan of, never a fan of. They weren't my thing. They weren't aimed at me. And people kept saying, "You've got to watch this Bros documentary. You've got to watch this." I was going, well, why would I want to watch that? And then I watched it. And it's full of stuff like this.
Don't shut me down. I'm going to speak. Listen. No, I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak. You're going to speak. You're going to speak, are you? You're going to speak. Because I've just told you how I feel. Yourself. Do you want yourself? Let me tell you yourself.
I mean, wow. Something else, wasn't it, Kath?
Yeah, it was incredible.
There's also bits like this.
Oh, this is my favourite bit.
I think the letters HOME are so important because they personify the word home, which means it's the place that you come and you feel safe. But this is my little cave area where I just chill out, and you can see he's got this huge crystal next to me. I have crystals everywhere, and I'm not a hippie, but I believe in energy with every fibre of my soul. Chess, love a bit of chess. Got the have a few glasses of scotch. Long game of chess. I love it. Over here, got the picture of me and Muhammad Ali. I don't allow arguments in this house. You know, if you want to argue in this house, you got to leave. Here is the little kind of conversational corner. I have a rule in my house: if you break it, you fix it. But you can break anything you want. This is one of the loves of my life. This is Alfie, my bulldog. I got him painted. I had him painted holding a pint of beer. It's not a place where you can't move the cushions or you can't just crash and throw everything. As long as you, when you leave, make the bed.
It is great. It is great for so many reasons, right? And if you've not seen it, it's on BBC iPlayer. I thoroughly recommend. I give you permission in about 20 minutes' time when we finish this bit of the show. I give you permission to switch off our show and go and watch Bros. And then give us a call afterwards when you've seen it.
Well, watch Bros for the first time because you will want to watch it again.
I'm so thrilled. We've got the director of the documentary on the show now. It's Joe Pearlman. Good evening, Joe.
Hey, how's it going, mate?
Mate, it's going very, very well. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You owned Christmas.
That's not something I thought you'd be saying about a Bros film, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, man, it's gone down incredibly well. Couldn't be happier, and yeah, really happy to be speaking to you guys.
Well, thank you. You should be very, very proud of yourself because it was the thing, Catherine, wasn't it? The one programme that everyone was talking about.
Everyone I'm talking to has their favourite bit, whether it's the Bulldog bit, whether it's the Stevie Wonder mention, whether it's, Conkers. That became a hashtag.
So we'll pick out specific bits in a minute. But how did you get this gig? What was? Did you pitch it to them? Did they pitch it to you? How did it happen?
No, so it kind of came about a bit organically. So it was actually co-directed it with a guy called David Sutal. We worked very closely together on a lot of things. And I believe he got a text from the tour manager at the time, was Steve Martin, saying they're coming back. What do you think? And then there was also a meeting at Live Nation, and they were mentioned again. And after a few mentions, we thought, you know what, let's go and meet them and see what the situation is. And we sat down with them in LA at the beginning of, not last year, the year before. And yeah, we kind of knew we wanted to tell their story, and also how, you know, amazing documentary characters they are. That we were in immediately.
How many minutes did it take for you to realise that there was something pretty special about these two?
I would say pretty instantly. The first kind of conversations with Matt and Luke, some of the lines that were kind of coming out, even at that meeting, you already knew that these are the kind of documentary characters that you really dream about having. And yeah, they gave us absolutely everything.
Here's the thing, man. It's a funny film, right? And there's quotable. People compare it to Spinal Tap, that Metallica documentary, The Office, all of that. But there is also, I'm going to use the J word. There's that heartwarming journey towards, I don't know, I'm going to call it a reconciliation between two estranged brothers, the success of the concert, you know, they're fighting, bickering constantly throughout the film. Then at the end, you genuinely, you get to see their genuine love and affection for each other. So there's the funny element of it, but it is also a beautiful story.
Very much so, and that's kind of what we were pushing for all along, because, you know, the opportunity to take the piss, just like everyone did in the 80s, I think is always there, and that wasn't the intention by any means of what we were trying to do. When we met with the guys the first time, it was very clear that, as well as being great characters, they also had an unbelievable story that they wanted to tell. They had a lot of pain between them, and they were ready to start talking. Remember, they hadn't spoken. They'd spoken off and on for about 25 years.
Wow,
and that's a long time. They're twins, so they were kind of ready to start talking. Amazingly in front of cameras, and they, as I said before, they kind of gave us everything, fights and all.
How amazing a drummer is Luke Goss? I mean, when did that? He's got the biggest drum kit in the world, but flipping it, man, he's incredible.
He is. He's an amazing drummer. He really is. So we actually went in LA to go and choose his drum kit with him, and it's actually an extra scene on the DVD. And he picks out the most, for someone who hasn't played drums in 25 years, it is the biggest drum kit that anyone's ever seen. I mean, this is the person who at Wembley Stadium was suspended on a platform with his drum kit. So it's not exactly surprising that he was going to go large.
My mate, who's dead now, Chris Seavey, Frank Sidebottom, compared their gig at Wembley Stadium back in the day, and he said, I don't know if you're aware of Frank Sidebottom, the guy with the big paper mache head, and he said to me, Ian, there's nothing like dying at a stadium, because he would go on and go, give us a scream if you like Luke, 50,000 girls screaming, give us a scream if you like Matt, 50,000 girls scream, give us a scream if you like Betamax. Silence. It was a weird old choice. They are... There were wonderful moments in it. The moment that I'm going to jump all over the place. The moment that really grabbed me, and you use it twice in the film, is that argument before, I think it's before they go and do This Morning, or they're booked to do This Morning. And it's them in the dressing room with a big old security guard, and you can see in the reflection of the mirror, you can see one or two of your film crew.
Yeah, and it's producer, actually, Tina Powell.
Oh, well done her for staying there, because it is, watching it through a screen, it's tense. It's like a version of the Trogs tape. It's horrendous. Were you in that room when that was happening?
I was tucked away in the corner with a camera slammed against my face and trying not to look at anyone and trying not to break their gaze, so it kind of continued in front of us. But that was kind of a build-up towards that argument with rehearsals, and they had the fight that you see in rehearsals the day before. That morning when I met Matt outside of This Morning, it was very clear that he was ready to have a fight. And we're not exactly, you don't try and influence these things, but when those kind of things happen, you just sit in the corner. And
how many of you were in that room with them while that was going on?
Two of us.
Just the two of you. And it must have been incredibly uncomfortable for you. How long did that row go on for?
That was a 25-minute fight.
Mate!
But we kind of, you get used to it. I mean, the thing is, we were with these guys for 6 months. No, we were with these guys for 6 months, and there was a lot of fights, and there was a lot of, as you can imagine, it was very intense filming with them. You kind of just, it's that thing of being a documentary filmmaker, you just kind of vanish into the background, and these things kind of play out in front of you, and you step outside and you're like, wow.
Were there any bits or any moments where they said, do you know what, we'd prefer it if you didn't put that out? Or did you have complete freedom?
Nothing. We had complete freedom.
Wow.
They saw the film the first time, which was a finished cut. in Los Angeles a couple of weeks before we actually showed it at Fantastic Fest in Austin, Texas. So yeah, there was nothing. They didn't want to change anything.
That's amazing.
Loved the film. Yeah,
that is well played them, because that is amazing. Particularly pop stars who are very keen on their image.
Also, both of those guys are super conscious of what's happened before with them in the industry, very burnt by it.
Yeah,
and also, very guarded as to how they're represented both to each other and to the public, aren't they?
Exactly, and I think the honesty is the big thing that came through, and I take my hat off to them, for this, because they couldn't have been more honest and more earnest.
Yeah,
and that's an amazing thing. It's all you ever hope for when you make a film like this. And I think also when they saw the film, and I think throughout the process as well, they kind of trusted that we were doing the right thing by them and telling the story that they wanted to tell, and including the stuff with the mum and the sister, and the emotional journey throughout that as well. And it was the story of two brothers coming together over music and over pain and over family to come and try and get together and do the gig and kind of reconcile the relationship. So I think they were just really happy with it.
It's an age-old story of generally very young men, quite often, sometimes young women, but generally very young men being exploited, being abused, and I don't mean it within an industry, having every little last dollar and cent squeezed out of them, and then right, you can get lost. Let's move on to the next lot. It's a classic pop story. How damaged were they, do you think, by the first go on the merry-go-round?
I think they were very damaged, and I think they still have some damage to this day from that experience. I think it was extremely painful. I think they trusted people who they thought were doing the right thing by them. And there's a lot of stories about them being difficult over the years and all those things, and spending all the money. But I think they entered into a bad deal, and they were young and didn't have the advice that they should have had around them, and they
What happened to... I always call him Ken, the bass player.
Craig.
Because of Viz. Viz would always refer to him as Ken, the bass player. Craig, of course, the forgotten third member of Bros. Was he...
He's not forgotten.
Well, no.
This question's been... I keep getting asked this question a lot, and I just want to try and set the record straight with this one. We had an amazing interview with Craig, and it's on the DVD, and it's really great.
Oh, wow.
But I think that... the story that we were trying to tell, and as we were going through the film, we knew that this was bigger than a nostalgic film about Bros. Yeah. And that was so important to us that there's no other talking heads in this film. You don't hear, no one's asked, what did you hear from Matt and Luke's dad? Like, he's still alive. No one asked about that, but it's about Craig. So the journey was just getting muddled by adding extra people in. And it just didn't feel like a necessary part of the story. I mean, he wasn't part of the reunion. This was clearly a story about two brothers and family reconciliation. And that was the story we were trying to tell. Yeah.
You mentioned that there's I didn't know there was a DVD coming out. When's it coming out, and what else is on there?
It's out. There is an interview with Craig, and there's a few deleted scenes, which I would say, in the edit, we struggled not to get them in, but they're worthy of the Twitter.
Goes immediately to Amazon to order the DVD.
Order two.
Yeah, there's a dinner scene with Matt and Luke, which starts very touching and very quickly descends.
When over, I don't even know when it went on over Christmas, because I wasn't going to watch any telly this Christmas, Joan. I just kept getting on Twitter people like Danny Baker saying everything you've heard about the Bros documentary is true. My sister's sending me quotes, the Stevie Wonder bit. I learnt from Stevie Wonder, never be superstitious. When did you realise that this was more than just 2 hours of telly that had gone out of Christmas, that this was actually developing a life of its own?
It was. I actually kind of forgot about it with everything that was going on with Christmas, that we were on TV. Originally, this was made as a film. This was made for festivals, and then we did a release in the cinema, and then we were going to kind of see what was going on from there. And the BBC came in and took it for Christmas, and I kind of didn't think about it because it was a film. I didn't think about it as TV. And then you switch on Twitter whilst it's on, and everyone's talking about it, and then it kind of just snowballed over the next few days. And I think we always talked about it being one of those films. It was kind of a word of mouth film. Like no one wants to. I'm the first to say this. No one really wants to go into a Bros film. I don't think that that's something that they necessarily are really, other than the fan base. And I think that we've had the ability to kind of transcend that, and I'm really proud of that.
I'm going to play one bit. It's full of so many wonderful quotes and bits that you can play again and again. This became the hashtag. This just pops up from nowhere, and it's wonderful.
And now you can't even play conkers in England. Can we start a petition on a Bros, please? Can we start on how ridiculous it is that you can't play conkers, and if you do, you've got to wear goggles. That is the biggest problem. can't play conkers in England. I can live with it.
It's just wonderful because it comes from they're reminiscing about the old days. Then Matt goes into
One of
this.
them got a dart in the chest, went back, had it pulled out, and carried on playing.
Matt goes into this rant that is actually inaccurate, but is lovely, full of passion. And Luke's like, "Yeah, I can live with it." You know, there are so many wonderful moments like that. Were there any other bits like that where you just didn't have the time to put them in, you didn't have the space?
The DVD extras, there's 3 or 4 scenes on there that we wished we could have put in film. There's a couple of things that didn't make it, which are very, like, there's a scene with Matt playing poker with a big group of his mates, which is very entertaining. But yeah, there were a lot of scenes like that, and that, you know, that was the hardest. That was the really hard part, is also having all these funny moments and having all these amazing metaphors, as we like to call them.
I like that, metaphors. Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, but at the same time, being able to take you on that emotional journey and get you to the end and get you loving the boys by the end.
Yeah, and that is it. Here's the thing, you know, what year were Bros? 83, 84? No, maybe a bit later than that.
Much later.
Yeah.
88, 89.
Was it that late? Here's the thing, I was a 14, 15-year-old kid, and I was into the Beatles and the Beach Boys, and I hated them. And when everyone is saying, you've got to watch this Bros documentary, oh, man, really? I don't want to. And then I was with my boys, and they fell asleep early on my lap, and I thought, well, I'll put the first 10 minutes on. But you're right, it transcended the fandom. It transcended what people they may have been in the late 80s. It's just a joyous, wonderful film. Full of... How do they... Because there are some people that have... And I think this is a little bit mean. There are some people that have gone straight in for the joke, going, oh, well, they're thick. You know, they're coming out with all these... you've got to be on the right page, all these wonderful little lines and quotes. And some people, I think, have unfairly attacked them for being thick or whatever. Have the boys, I don't know if you've spoken to them, have they picked up on that? Are they aware of that, or are they just aware of the love that's going their way now?
I texted Luke a little bit. I've spoken to Matt. Matt was a little bit aware of what was going on Twitter, but I would say that the positivity by far outweighs any negativeness. And even the negativeness is you're saying funny lines. And anyone saying this could be scripted by Ricky Gervais and those people, I mean, that's a compliment in anyone's eyes. So I when I spoke to Matt, I said that he had to embrace it, and he absolutely has. He signed the Conkers petition, as you can see on his Twitter, and he's getting involved because that, you can't. Yeah, you have to do that.
The Mail Online have picked up on it. I don't know if you've noticed, but they're talking about the fact that so many people believe it's so funny that it must be scripted, that it can't be real. I mean, what would you say to those people?
I mean, it's very, very, very real. I lived it. Trust me, it's real. We played it in America again at Fantastic Fest in a room full of Americans who had no idea who Bros were. Heard of Luke actually because of the films, but no idea who the band were. And within the first few minutes, you had people coming up to us at the front of the screen asking us if it was a mockumentary.
Wow. Well, that's a great compliment as well, isn't it? That you could be so clever to spoof that kind of thing.
I guess to be compared to The Office, Partridge, Spinal Tap, any of those things.
I've watched it twice. I know loads of my friends have watched it.
I'm on my third go. Yeah,
they watched it again and again, and that just doesn't happen, man. That doesn't happen, and you should be so proud of yourself because you've made a beautiful film and hilarious film, right? It's funny, man. It's really funny, but it is also a beautiful journey. It is a great, discovery of these two people that we think we know, but actually we don't. And you've made a classic movie.
Yeah, I think people were ready for it. You look on Twitter at the moment, so much moaning, so much division, and actually everyone is kind of on the same page when it comes to this one, and it's a good job they're on the same page, because otherwise they'd be on a different page, and if they're on a different page...
Come on now. So this is out on DVD now. What is next? What's your next project?
I'm not sure at the moment. I just finished a film about the inner workings of Bitcoin. I've been following some of the kind of big players in that world, which has been quite interesting over the last year. And then I'm not sure. There's a lot of kind of things that we're talking about going around. I don't know. We'll see. I think there'll be lots of interesting stuff.
The world is your oyster. Honestly, you've made one of the classic music documentaries of all time, and that's easily in the top 5. Listen, Joe, anytime you've got anything else coming out, give us a call. You'd be very, very welcome on, mate. Thank you so much for your time and for making the film.
No, it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Take care.
I will watch whatever he puts out.
Man, honestly, it's so good. It's on BBC iPlayer. Thoroughly recommend it. I'm getting the DVD. There's bonus footage in the DVD.
Goodness. And you know what? Hats off to the Goss Boys for allowing all that stuff to go out.
Don't take Matt's hat off.
No.
I think he'd be unhappy with that, unless he's prepared. No, you're right, though. Well done for not... It would be so easy to go, right, we'll take that argument out.
Well, that makes me look a bit silly. Take that out.
It's a joy. Thank you, Joe. This is the Late Night Alternative. I'm Iain Lee. This is Catherine Boyle over there.
Me.
0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Everyone has to be on the same page. Otherwise, you don't get to turn the page. Because somebody gets left behind otherwise. And then somebody's lost the page of the story, which may be key to the ending or to the whole entirety of the whole journey.
Have you not seen it, Sam?
Oh,
mate,
watch it.
Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Got a computer there. Watch it now. Go on. Don't worry about this rubbish. Go and watch that. If you're listening, dear listener, we don't normally say this on radio. You've got 90 minutes. Go and watch it. Come back and give us a call about 12:30, 12:15, and let us know what you thought of it. I'm happy to let you have the night off to watch it. It's so good. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. It's Alan Caddick.
Hi, boss.
Oh, Alan sounds sad. Who's died?
Mean Gene Okerlund. From WWE.
Lindsay Lokenand?
No, the interviewer. Mean Gene.
Ninjin
Okerlund.
Ninjaling Okerlund.
Mean Gene.
Ninjin
Oh,
Okerlund.
was she? Poor
No, he.
Oh.
Is it?
Yeah, with the he.
Well, okay. Have any famous people died?
Not in the last 48 hours.
Well, that's a relief. That's a relief. That's something to cling on to.
Well, but you're still young.
Alan is literally wishing famous people dead so that he can come on the radio and break the sad news and kill the vibe. Oh, well, Alan, cheer up.
How was your New Year, boss?
Sorry?
How was your New Year?
I was working, mate.
Did you have the bongs? Because I didn't have the bongs when I was at the party.
We're not allowed to take drugs in this building.
No, I'm talking about Big Ben.
No, of course we didn't.
Oh, you had them live, do you?
What?
Did you have them live?
No.
With the microphone out the window?
No, we didn't do the bongs. If I remember it correctly, I was talking, then I realised it had gone midnight. I went, it's 2019, here's the adverts. That was it. Didn't even have news, because they thought we were going to have bongs. I don't want bongs. I don't want bong. I don't want no damn bongs.
It's not news at 10.
Not news at 10, I don't want no damn bongs.
I miss news at 10.
Well, just take the news at 9 and watch it at 10.
Or on RTV Plus One as well.
Now, listen, yesterday a caller, I think it was Creepy Simon, called in with a suggestion for... we didn't do Alistair's suggestion of awards for best listeners. We'll do it next year.
Yeah.
He called in with a suggestion, right, where callers could phone up with a question for other callers. So, this may or may not work, Alan. We just don't know. We just don't know what the stats are at the moment. But...
Well, like I say, you're still young.
OK.
You're a pervert.
Now, have you got a question for any of the other callers?
Do you remember any of the other callers?
I've got a question for Sally. Wow.
OK.
If there was another court case, would you take up the legal profession professionally?
This is the questions. I've got to get it word perfect. If there was another court case, Sally, would you take up the legal profession professionally? You happy with that question, Alan? 'Cause it's being locked into the question machine.
OK, let's lock it in.
It's locked in. I haven't got a lock-in sound. There we go. As close as I've got. I need to get a lock-in sound. It's locked in, Alan. We'll see if she calls in and we'll see if she has an answer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. By the way, no Twitter during the show from me. It's closed. Instead, I've got
a mouthful of sausage.
Oh, yeah. Got the hotkeys in front of me. I've got no Twitter. We ain't doing no Twitter in this show. So if you want to get in touch, two ways. You can text 87222. Start with the word talk. I've got to read this because I've never done it before. Text costs 25p plus your normal network charge. Or the best way, guys. I mean, really, it's what we call us old guys call a phone-in show. You pick up the telephones and you ask us a question. 0344 499 1000. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I don't know about you, Catherine Boyle.
Go on.
But I feel I'm still kind of getting back up to speed, having a week off, and we did the New Year's Eve show, which is not like a normal show. It's kind of a dumber and sillier than this. And I feel we're kind of just kind of getting up to speed a little bit.
Yeah.
So the shows haven't, been okay.
Bit sluggish. We're still fighting that Christmas cheese.
Sluggish. So we'll see where we get to. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Very exciting news for me on a personal level. As you know, I have been a scooter rider for 18 months. And I've got my CBT, my cock and ball torture certificate, and I've got my L plates. I'm not allowed to ride pillion. Well, today I've decided I am going to do my motorcycle, not like motorcycle, my up to 125cc riding test. I'm going to do the test.
No gears.
No gears. I don't want gears. I emailed like a motorcycle trainer. I said I've got a motorcycle, a scooter, and I want to do the A1. Which is they said, well, you can do the A1, but we'll train you up for the A2 as well, which means you can ride more powerful machines. I went, nah, I've got no interest whatsoever in riding a proper motorcycle. Like I said to him, I like pootling.
Yeah. Do you know what? 60 miles an hour feels quite fast enough for me on that thing.
I like pootling. So, and I've been umming and ahhing about this for ages. We've been talking about this for maybe a year, because you got your L plates a little bit after me. And then today, now, because I'm being all positive and I'm doing stuff, I'm making stuff, I'm creating, I'm living, I'm doing stuff. So today I thought, well, let's have a little look into this. And I went onto the internet, got the internet in my house, and I Googled it. And you've got to do the exam, you've got to do a theory exam, which we didn't have to do in my day. Then you do Module 1 and Module 2. And it says, click this button to do a test theory exam. It would take an hour. So yeah, sure. Well, I've got nothing to do. One of the cats sat on my lap now. So I'd do it. Take an hour. Well, 5 minutes later, I'd finished it. Okay. I got 43 out of 55 or 50?
50.
I got 40 out of 50. That's a pass.
Yeah.
Like it said, pass. Obviously, you've not passed because it's practice.
The thing is, it's multiple choice, right? So it's not like you have to think of these answers off the top of your head.
But some of them are dumb, right? One of them was, you are behind a big lorry on your motorbike. Do you, A, get up close to its rear? Do you, B, hug in on the left-hand side? Do you, C, overtake as soon as you can? Or do you, D, hang back? It's D.
Yeah.
It's just multiple choice.
The one I found interesting was, you are approaching a horse and rider. Do you, A,
no.
rev?
They're the same question.
2, hurtle towards its face as fast as you can.
Yeah.
The other one is change down gears as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Or slow down and be prepared to stop.
So we both passed the mock theory driving. So I've put myself in now. I've put myself in for a theory, a real theory. 22nd of January. There were other dates about. You have to go to a driving test centre.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to speak to my bike instructor, Sweary Jen. For advice. Advice.
So I'm booked in for the 22nd to do the theory. Once you've done the theory, then you can book in for the Module 1 and Module 2. And then I was looking at what you've got to do in Module 1 and Module 2, and I'm thinking, the figure of 8 I'm a little bit ropey on, because I'm so tall and handsome. But I think I can do Module 1. I think I can do everything that it says in Module 1. The Module 2 is just riding safely. Now, here's the thing, and this is where I'm kind of looking for help, dear listener. There's a thing in Module 2 called the point and talk or something, where the instructor will, like, point at something on your bike and go and then ask you a question. And I'm guessing he, like, points to the little box on the handlebars and go, how would you change the brake fluid? I'll take it to a garage.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I suspect that's not the right answer. So if anyone has done this A1 licensing thing, how easy is it?
Do you need to go on a course?
Because you get these courses, like week-long courses, and it's like 600, 700, 800 quid for a course. I'm thinking, that's a lot of money. 800 quid is actually a little bit less than what my bike cost me.
And it looks like it takes you from not being able to ride a bike to being able to ride a bike. We've been riding for nearly 2 years each.
I can ride a bike. So if anyone's done this motorcycle licensing, how easy is it? Who do I have to give a brown envelope to make sure I get it? And do I need to go on a course? I don't think so. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening. How are you?
Oh, it's none of your business. We're going back in the groove.
There we are.
Well, Hello, Catherine.
Hiya, Mark.
Are you on speakerphone, Mark?
You're very muffled.
No, you're not on... I'm in the office. I'm at work.
Right. Are you speaking into the phone?
I am speaking into the phone. The signal is rubbish.
It's not the
I do
signal.
apologise.
It's not the signal. It's the cardboard sound of your voice.
Oh, I do apologise. I only called to say Happy New Year and keep doing what you're doing.
And now you're getting a rollicking, and now we're destroying this poor guy. Well, that's what the year is. That is what the year is going to be.
Off with his head.
It's going to be tough. We're going to be tough with you callers, Mark. If you're not delivering the goods, it's going to get aggressive.
The best way to be.
It's the best way to. I really want to.
In fact,
Yep.
the first ever show I heard of you.
Yeah.
You were being quite aggressive to somebody who kept ringing either you and then ringing LBC with different stories.
Oh, yeah, I know which one.
Who?
I can't remember his name, but that's what got me hooked.
Someone we decided we best not speak to anymore for his own good.
Okay.
His wife, he said his wife was a bookmaker or something like that.
Yeah, we got you.
And that's what got me hooked.
Us bullying a mentally ill man. Oh, there you go. There you go. It swings and roundabouts. Well, we're glad that you're hooked, Mark. What are you doing? Why are you at work at 10:34 at night?
Because I don't know if you remember our last conversation.
No.
But I'm a support worker. I called to say kind of thank you for what you do.
So remind me, hang on a minute, because we get so many people calling.
I remember you do sleepovers.
That's the one.
That's the guy. I got you.
And I'm happy to say,
yeah,
we got paid a little bit more now than we did before.
Because of us. That's fantastic. Let's get us on the front page of the newspaper again.
But yeah, that was quite a good thing. 'Cause I was quite concerned about it.
That is good. Well, you can think of all the weed and CDs you can buy.
Yeah, because weren't they talking about taking money off because while you're asleep, even though you have to be asleep at work, it's considered a break? Weren't they talking about that at some point? I remember.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, nonsense.
Here's the thing, man. This country and this world is screwed. Is absolutely screwed, right? There are people that get paid a pittance that we should be paying a king's ransom to. People like Mark, right, should get paid a fortune because they do crappy jobs, with vulnerable people that no one else really wants to do, right? And then there's people like me who I've got a really easy job and I get paid very well for it. Thank you very much indeed. Then you've got a-holes like Piers Morgan who get paid millions just to be dicks. Just to be absolute... I can say that because GMB have stopped offering me work. People like Piers Morgan who can behave like... Their job is to wind people up. Piers Morgan blocked me on Twitter, right? Because do you hear about the drones, Mark, that may or may not have been around Gatwick Airport, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this couple got arrested. And then released very, very quickly because they had nothing to do with it. And their picture was on the front page of all the newspapers. And Piers Morgan tweeted, "Are these the idiots that ruined Christmas? I hope, they get sent to prison and all of that." And then when it came out that it was nothing to do with that poor innocent couple whose lives have probably been ruined forever because of people like Piers Morgan, he wrote a tweet that was something like, "I, like most of the rest of the media, owe this couple an apology. In the meantime, when are the police going to pull out their finger and find out who actually did it?" Here's the thing.
He's such an arse.
He's an arse. Here's the thing, Piers. Most apologies have the word sorry in them. And secondly, it wasn't most of the media. It was the newspapers and it was dicks like you. And so I just tweeted, Piers, it wasn't everybody in the media who bullied and belittled and shamed this innocent couple who've probably had their businesses damaged and their mental health. He blocked me. He blocked me for it. Little snowflake. Got butthurt.
He's one of them people that can give it, but you just can't take it.
And I hate those people the most. If you can give it, right, you've got to be able to take it. People like him and Steve Allen, cowards, right? If you can give it, I hate you. Okay, if you give it like that, I hate you. But if you give it and can't take it, I hate you more. If you give it, I'm doing a very complicated formula here. If you give it and you can take it, then I still hate you, but I hate you a little bit less than those who can give it but can't take it.
Right,
does that make sense?
I'm following, yeah.
Okay, that's all.
So I'm following. I was having an argument about him yesterday with my neighbour. Because she says, "Oh, I listen to LBC." I said, "Oh, I don't listen to that."
No, poison.
See you next Tuesday, Steve Allen.
Oh, yeah, he's on every Tuesday. It's good.
And she says, "Yeah, I do like him." And I said, "Well, you shouldn't listen to him. You should listen to you instead."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to say that to her.
Let's hope, Mark, that your words have been heard through the muffles and that she does listen, because this show is good for your soul and the other shows are hosted by arseholes. OK, Mark, thank you very much indeed. Have a good night. 0344 499 1000. I did believe Piers Morgan blocked me, a man I've worked with. Oh, what a surprise. I'm not on GMB anymore. But he blocked me. And I wasn't even having a go at him. I just said, not everybody in the media destroyed this people's life. It was easy not to name them. And got blocked immediately.
Sensitive, isn't he?
Very, very sensitive. Yeah, he'll go on and take the mickey out of vegan sausage rolls in Greggs. And by the way, did you see Greggs? So Greggs, the bakers, have got vegan sausage rolls. Good for them, right? And Piers Morgan did a tweet, "This is outrageous, the snowflakes, what are we coming to?" And Greggs replied to him, Piers, we've been expecting you. Which I thought was brilliant of Greg. I'm assuming it's a guy called Greg, and I'm assuming he does his own Twitter account. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Sally, stay there. We'll come to you in a second. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle.
Stimulating nightly emissions guaranteed to open your eyes and your mind.
Oh, my word.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. We're excited at the prospect of losing our L plates, riding pillion. If anyone's done these, we don't want to ride motorbikes. 125 cc's, nice little scooter, 65 miles an hour, although downhill once I did get it to exactly 70 miles an hour.
Yeah. And it feels fast.
Yes, because I was naked. If anybody's done it, can you give us a call? Because there's all these courses, like £700-800. That seems a lot of money to learn how to ride a motorbike. 0344 499 1000. I am trying a new thing. I've decided it's not a New Year's resolution. It just by coincidence happened over over Christmas and New Year's, because I had a week off, and when I get a week off, I kind of tend to have a little look at how my life is functioning, and where I could maybe improve things, and what I'm enjoying and what I'm not enjoying. And also, just before Christmas, my divorce came through the week before Christmas, as I knew it would. First Christmas day without the boys, although we made up for it afterwards. We went mental with the Chupa Chup tree. 200 Chupa Chups I bought them.
How many are left? 5?
5. So it was a weird old time. And I'm in this house. I'm like 5 months into this house now, and divorce is through, and I've come off the antidepressants, and it's nearly 3 weeks I've been off the antidepressants, and I got, it was a big old key ring collection from NA the other week. So it's been a weird old time. So I've been looking at Dave and Sally, stay there. So I've been looking at where my life is at this precise moment in time. As a marriage comes to an end, I look out at what I potentially want from the rest of my life, and what bits I could improve on. Blah, 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 blah. So things like Twitch. I was streaming on Twitch for 3 or 4 months, streaming me playing games and stuff. I've stopped doing that. I feel really relieved. I don't feel pressured to be entertaining. Playing video games. Video games should be fun and relaxing. And I've got a couple of people that I play with online, Roger and Ollie, and sometimes I play with my boy. I'm playing Fortnite with my boys online, which has been amazing. Come here, Daddy, jump on the back of this and I'll drive you there. Can I have a gun, boys? No, we've got the guns, we'll protect you. What? Give me a gun. There was one bit in Fortnite, there's like a wall comes in that closes and closes and closes. A storm. Closes and closes. And the storm was coming in, and my youngest was on like a little quad bike, and he drove off. I was like, come back and get me! No, Dad, you're going to come back and get me! And I'm there dying, and then he came back and he rescued me, but very, very reluctantly. I said, boy, you are my least favourite now. And then the other one was laughing. I said, you're both out of the will. So Twitch is kind of gone for now. I may change my mind. I think we're going to start doing stuff on YouTube again, like filming stuff and maybe streaming some live stuff when we get the I think Twitch is done. It was an experiment that wasn't successful, wasn't a failure. It just was one of those things, and it didn't really work for me. Really coming off Twitter a lot and loving it, and loving not having Twitter open in front of me. I keep checking it during the breaks because I'm an addict. But I'm loving not engaging, not reading stuff and getting angry during the show as a direct result of it. It's all very, very good. And then I had another little piece of... I'm cycling. Went cycling yesterday and today. I don't like that. I do think I'm going to have a rustle because I had to stop and hold my left arm a bit. because I thought I was going to die, but that seemed to calm things down. I was talking about Twitch, talking about Twitter. There was something else that I'm doing slightly different. I can't think what it was. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Sally. Good evening, Sally.
Hello.
We had a question from Alan Caddick. I believe the question went something like this. Sally, if there was another court case, would you consider the legal profession professionally? It's from Alan Caddick to you, Sally.
I mean, is there any real point in me answering it? He's probably not listening.
Respect the question, Sally. Hate the player, but enjoy the play. Respect the question.
Okay.
Which is what we're calling this feature, by the way.
Respect the question.
Respect RTQ. Respect the question. That's not bad. That's not bad. We'll send that. We'll sell that to the idiots at Three Counties Radio. That's exactly who we're going to sell it to. The idiots at Three Counties Radio.
Tell us about your stringy uvula.
Don't you dare!
No, you kept that.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Coming up at 2, we'll be talking to a lady who has to masturbate her dog, otherwise it's going to die of cancer. But before that, it's time for Respect the Question. Sally's on. Sally, respect the question. The question set earlier from Alan Caddick was, if there was another legal case, would you follow the legal profession professionally? Respect the question.
No.
You've got. Hang on. Don't, because you've got 10 seconds to respect the question, and your time starts now.
10,
No,
9,
no, not after
8,
that.
7,
nightmare.
6,
Absolute
5,
nightmare, and I'm not
4,
putting myself through that
3,
again.
2, 1.
Well, that was Sally from Luton, respecting the question. Coming up, my pre-recorded interview with my dead Nana.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Up your ass!
Hey.
3 years later, and I've still not forgiven them.
I parked in Milton Keynes on the weekend. It was very reasonable.
Anyway, Sally, it's great to have you on board. You've respected the question. You're through to the round now where you can say anything you want to say.
Just a reminder that today was bin day.
Oh, I don't know. When is my bin day? Does anybody know? Does anybody know when my bin day is?
0344 499 1000.
When is Ian's bin day? But I'm not telling you where I live. Sally, please get to the point.
Like that.
Sorry?
No, not on my bloody watch. It wasn't,
No,
Sally.
I genuinely need to know when my bin day is. Because I've had to go to the dump twice because bin day has not been happening. I don't know where bin day is.
Right, okay. Do I now have to ask a question?
You don't have to.
Is that how it's going to work?
Yes, you do. You have to respect the question.
So I now have to ask another caller a question?
Oh,
yes, pass the chat baton.
You know how this works.
Pass the chatting.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
A dick.
I wonder if I can make that a little bit better, yeah.
Okay. I would like Ollie the troll to answer.
I'll tell you what Ollie is. Ollie, you are a... Oh, hang on, I was just editing that. Ollie, you are a...
Dick.
There we go.
Ollie's a
Dirty
dick.
pervert.
What is this obsession he has with sexy pictures of Mulder?
You're a pervert.
Well, she's a sexy lady.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
What, of Mulder?
This could be a case for...
He's talking about Spooky Mulder, not Scully.
Yeah, not Scully, Mulder.
Agent Mulder. David Duchovny.
David Coveney.
David Dick Coveney.
What's the problem? Again, I see it. What's the problem with that? He's a good-looking guy.
Oh no, I agree, and I was actually encouraging to post more, and I suggested a few that he should post. I just don't understand why it started in the first place.
You're
and
a
why
pervert.
It stopped. He needs to keep posting them.
Okay, well, that's a reasonable question.
Well, if he's listening, then let's hope, Sally, he respects the question. Thanks so much for your call. It's great to talk to you. Great chat there. Really enjoyed it. Let's go to Dave. Good evening, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Welcome to the Chit Chat Club.
Hiya.
These are real BBC local radio features, by the way.
All right.
All right, David. Here we go. Strap yourselves in. This is going to be a big one.
All right. So,
cue Dave. And cue David.
I like to listen to a lot of radio.
Show off.
Right. And I was listening to Pete Price on Sunday, And someone rang up and was speaking about your suicidal call.
Oh, yeah.
And Pete Price said he'd heard of it and said that he thought it was fake.
Oh, well, bless his soul.
Well, I don't believe Pete Price said that.
He said I was listening to it.
I don't believe he said that. What time did he say it? We'll find it. We'll listen to it, and then we'll hunt him down, and we'll cut his ears off and shove them up his bum. Well, listen, I don't believe he said that. But if he did say that, good luck to him. Trust me, I know for a fact it wasn't because I was dealing with the guy over Christmas. So you know,
you were dealing with Pete Price.
No, I think we're dealing with an idiot here. No, Dave, I was dealing with the gentleman who had attempted.
You're an idiot.
Sorry,
you're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.
No, Dave. You're an idiot.
No, you've just called me an idiot, so I'm throwing these insults back at you. You are an idiot.
Well, that just proves you're an idiot, because you're just saying the same insult back to me, idiot.
All right, then. You're a stupid idiot.
Oh-ho! It's escalated.
You, sir, are a bell cheese.
A what?
A bell cheese. The cheesiest of bells.
You are a foul-mouthed creep.
Did he say creep or prick?
Creep.
Okay, prick would have been better. Okay. All right, Dave, you won the insult war. You won! You won! Stop it! Please stop it!
I will stop.
All right, nice one, man. Well, thanks for the call.
Okay.
But you're an idiot.
By the way, take your big spoon with you.
What?
Big spoon.
What's big spoon?
Because he's stirring. Stirring.
I don't believe that's true.
No,
Pete Price. I don't know Pete Price, but I hear he's an excellent broadcaster. Pete Price wouldn't do that. Pete Price wouldn't do that. Reminds me, we've got to pay that actor that was played the part of Chris.
Yeah.
Let's go to Jackie. Have you seen Jackie? Hello, Jackie.
Hello, long time no speak.
Isn't it? You must be excited to let the words fall out of those beautiful lips of yours on your face.
Well, yeah. Now I can talk about laryngitis since before Christmas.
Oh yes, mate. How's it going?
The dreaded leggy. I'm fine now. Listen, I was just listening in again. About the bike tests and things.
Yes, here we go.
And there's a bit of a story. And I've just been looking on the DVLA, this thing about taking tests and things. How many people have actually had licences dating back 40, 50 years that were lost? People were sending their licences back, and they were getting them back, but without their motorcycle licences.
No.
And having to take the licences again.
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, my partner his son bought him a Kiwi Superlight motorbike, 125.
Sounds delicious.
And it's a lovely. It looks like a Harley Davidson type of bike. It's great to go. And he's got a Vespa now and things.
Yes.
And he's 66. And
that's nice.
When he looked at his licence, the motorcycling licensing part of it had been removed from his licence.
Scumbags.
So he had to take his test again, and as you say, it's £600 a time.
Gutted. He must have been gutted.
Well, he just said to him, and somebody said to him, a friend of ours, he said, if the police were to stop you, they've got no proof that you haven't taken your licence.
Yeah.
And you've got no proof that you have taken your licence.
The licence isn't that much. I don't know how much the licence is, but the court.
For the provisional one, it's about, I think it was under £100, but it's still a lot of money to find.
Yes.
And so he had to go and retake his bike licence.
Unbelievable.
Even though he'd already done it all those years ago.
I blame Brexit.
And blame yeah. And he had to take it again. So when he obviously, and then you can just keep taking your provisional then until you want to take the big licence, the full licence.
I want the big licence. I'm taking.
That's like, as you say, it's a lot of money to find. But he said, "I'm not going to take it." He said, "Because I've already done it."
Coward. But he's a coward. He's a coward. He's a danger on these roads.
He likes driving it. He's got a Vespa as well now, and
I never thought, Jackie, that I'd get a little scooter, and I don't know what made me do it.
I did, because I said I fancied one.
Well, I walked past a scooter shop in central London, and I just saw this really crappy old scooter, and I went, oh, I think I could see myself on that. And it was only £1,000, and I bought it. It turns out I bought a different one. I thought I was buying that one. I bought a different one. But and it was partly midlife crisis. It was partly marriage breakdown. It was partly wanting a little bit of a thrill.
The thing is with these now, Ian, they are going up so much in price. His cost so much money, and his Vespa was a rogue Vespa from Italy or from India or somewhere. The last of the line. It's called an LML.
Yeah.
but it's actually a Vespa, and it's now tripled in price.
I would never get a new one.
I want.
Well, he got this one. It was but as you say, it's not. He paid something like his son paid just under $3,000 for it.
Wow.
It's now worth £7,000.
It's not tripling, but
well, you know what I mean. It's
doubling.
Because he's done bits.
Of course. But I would be. Listen, my bike cost me £900, and it's probably worth £700 now because it's a couple of years later. It's 20 years old, and it's battered to hell. And I like it like that because it means I can leave it and no one's going to nick it.
Exactly.
No, I can leave it next to all these lovely Vespas and all these beautiful things. No one's even going to look at mine except maybe to laugh at it. I'm happy with that.
The theft of the Vespas and things have gone up tenfold in the last few months.
Oh, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. People just rock up and pick them up and put one on the back of a truck.
There's two young boys who drive around on the local area in Wirral, and the police can't stop them. Well, obviously they can now because they haven't got helmets on. Yeah. And they actually stole this Vespa from somebody in Birkenhead. It's a £4,000 bike, and they're just blatantly riding round.
The police should have rifles. The police should have rifles for these kind of things and should either shoot the tyres out or shoot the lads in the shoulder. You try riding a Vespa with a bullet in your shoulder. Trust me, I've tried that. I did it in Nam. It is difficult. Only the best can do it. And if you do it, then you deserve to break the law.
Well, the police can stop them with the tactics
psychic
now, can't
powers,
they? They can hit them from wherever now.
Ram them from behind.
Ram them from behind,
Jackie.
Basically. That's what I was looking for.
There you go. I bet you were. We're all looking for a good ramming.
I wish you all the very best for the new year.
Thank you, Jackie.
And I'm back online and I'm back listening.
Bless you, and I'm glad you got your voice back, Jackie. Thank you very much indeed. Ollie and Ross, stay there. We're going to come to you in a bit. I want you to have a fair crack of the whip. It'll be you first, Ross, then it'll be Ollie. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. That's an okay first hour.
I thought it was fine.
Got some great voices in there. Some great voices. Good to hear Jackie's voice is back. 0344 499 1000. Phone call is free for most. Costs you pennies at tops. You'll speak to Sam. He will take your name and number. Calls you straight back. It's that simple. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle. Weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Where do we go? Where can we turn when we need
Of all the shows I'm booked to see this year, and I'm booked to see Kiss, Dylan, Neil Young, Limmy, the one I am the most excited about and I have no idea why is Cher. I mean, I cannot. I'm not even a massive fan, but I'm so... Are you excited, Boyley?
Oh, my God, so excited. I've loved Cher since I was about 15.
It's going to be nuts, man. That's enough of that. 0344 499 1000.
Just wondering which sequin I wear.
What if Cher sees me in the audience at the O2 where we're sat right at the back and falls in love with me?
She's quite old now, but she can't see that far.
Wants me to have it off with her. She wants me to make a baby Cher. It could happen, it could happen, it could happen. Well. Dreams can come true. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. So, before Christmas, some of you will have heard we took a phone call from a guy in a street in Plymouth called Chris, and Chris was not in great shape. Well, Chris is on the line now. Hey, man, how you doing?
Yeah, hey, Ian. Yeah,
I'm all right. How you doing, brother?
Yeah. I'm still here.
That's good news.
Yeah, it's been hard, and I did want to die at the time, but a new day, a new year, a new dawn, and despite more setbacks, my ex-wife getting engaged on Christmas Day, more worries about my daughter, whether she's going to take this new fella's name, but hey, I'm still here.
Well, gosh, that is a lot to process, isn't it? But you are still here, man, and that's the main thing. We've spoken a couple of times over the Christmas period. I don't want to, I don't want to pry too much, but are you physically all right? Because you did actually take a drugs overdose, and you told me it got very, very hairy for a few days.
It did. For 2 days I was out of it. I was incubated.
Incubated, yes. I always get it wrong. I said incubated.
For a day and a half, 2 days in ICU. And then discharged to a normal ward, and then self-discharged out of the hospital. I've been to see the doctor. The doctor's speeding up the local crisis team to get involved, but I'm down here in deep and darkest Cornwall, and there is no the budgets on mental health are severely stretched, and I haven't had a phone call yet to give me any of that support.
Man, that sucks.
So I've just got to take one day at a time. That's all I can do. I really don't look no further forward than when I go to sleep tonight. And if I wake up tomorrow, that's an extra day.
Yeah. You can't with so many things. You can't even plan a week ahead, 2 days ahead. You just got to get through at the moment. Just get through. You're right. Day at a time. All you do tonight is get your head on the pillow, and that's it. You can strike another day off. Well done.
Yep. I know you've been through some of this, Ian, so you know the roller coaster of emotions that I'm facing, and most of that's behind me now. My divorce has been and gone, and my ex-wife has moved on, even though I find it difficult to let her go. It's 32 years I was married to her. And that's a lifetime and some. And from that side of it, that's very difficult to try and build a relationship or any sort of relationship with anyone else. And that in itself causes problems because my wife made this prophecy to me that. My ex-wife now, that I would always be a sad, lonely old man, and at the moment it looks like it's going to come true. And
but that prophecy doesn't have to come true. There are. You're still. I mean, look, you're 50, so yeah. Listen, I'm 45. We're old, man. That bit's true, right? But things can change, and things can improve. But nothing changes unless something changes. Someone said that to me the other day in a meeting. Nothing changes unless something changes. I thought, well, a load of old crap. But I kept thinking about it, and it's true. What it means is everything is going to stay the same unless you do something different.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that different thing is that you need to do. The different thing I needed to do was to get out of the flat I was living in, stop wallowing. You know, I'm not suggesting you're wallowing, but this was me. Stop wallowing in the failure of my marriage. And start taking steps to create a home where I could feel happy, where I could bring my kids. I had to change some really basic things in my life to stop me wanting to die. And I don't know what they are, but I just wondered if you had any ideas what the basic things were you needed to change.
I've done most of that. I've moved from London to South East Cornwall. I'm in a lovely place. I can look out the kitchen window. On one side, I've got fields with cows in. In the middle, I've got woods with deer in. Oh. And on the other side is the sea. So, I can look out the window and I've got a panacea of loveliness.
Yeah.
But I think really it's my 11-year-old daughter that's really sort of, my wife won't allow me any sort of access to her. And my biggest fear of all is that this man that my wife is now going to marry is going to be her dad, and I'm not going to be her dad anymore. And that's the biggest thing of all that really, really, really sort of worries me more than anything.
You told me that you got a card off of her this Christmas.
And to be honest, Ian, I know you've said to me, don't worry about, that's not going to happen, but I just feel that is the way it's going to be, and that's why I think I said, I to be honest, I don't remember much of the phone conversation I had with you back in December, but I just feel that without my daughter, everybody's saying, "Oh, she'll come to you when she's 18," but that's 7 years away. I couldn't possibly wait that long.
Here's the thing: she might come to you when she's 18. She might not come to you. She might come to you before then or after. She might not. You just don't know.
No, no. But that's the thing that really worries me. Her life is controlled by my ex-wife, who is evil.
Well, now, I understand why you're saying that, but I understand. Of course, I understand why you're saying that, man. Of course, I do. But she isn't here to defend herself, and I feel a little uncomfortable. And without wanting to break any of the confidences of the stuff that you shared with me over Christmas, because that was private. That phone conversation.
Ian, I have no secrets. No,
okay.
You told me to go to AA. I don't believe I need to go to the AA. I haven't. I had a bottle of pop over New Year's and the fireworks, and that was it. So,
okay. Well, that's fair. That's your call. That's fine, and that's your decision. I'm not judging you on any of that.
Yeah.
But from some of the stuff that you told me, I can understand why your wife is pissed off with you and doesn't want to have any contact with you. I can understand that, but I can also understand why you, from what you told me, why you are ill, why you are depressed. I know the things that you saw at work.
Yeah.
The kind of sent you over the edge. They sent anybody over the edge.
On the table, so people know people. I know it's difficult to judge just on a phone call, but I'm quite happy to tell the people.
No, I know, but can I just say one thing, Chris? Just say one thing, right? I know exactly what I can say about my private life on the air that I'm comfortable with. Here's the thing: you missed this, and you were really surprised when I told you this. But you phoning us up became a huge story. It's on the front page of the Star. I did an interview with New Zealand TV, all of this, New Zealand radio, all of this stuff. So I'm just going to warn you that this might get in the papers tomorrow, this phone call. So the things that I am skirting around, if I were you, I'd think really carefully about whether you want to say them on the radio or not, because then that goes in the public domain and people know things about you that actually they don't need to know about you.
Ian, I don't have any problem with that.
Okay.
Right, okay. I worked for London Underground for just over 14 years as a station supervisor on a busy West End station. I was witness to a person under a train that person was around their mid-20s, early 30s, which is the age of my eldest son. I saw that person on the track, lying in front of the train, completely lifeless. I assisted with the carry. We had a carry sheet. That person's carried off the track and put into a room. I had to stay there while the police searched the body. And then the undertaker coming down a few hours later. And even, I'm not sure if I told you this, Ian, but even to the extent they put his lifeless body into a coffin and wheeled it to our emergency lift. And it was too tall to stand in the lift. So they had to put it in, it was too long to put in the lift, sorry. So they had to stand it on its head. And one of the undertakers made the joke was, "Oh, I hope you don't fall out." Yeah. And in my sort of thinking about it logically, obviously that's the way they dealt with that situation. But that's the first time I'd ever been involved in anything like that. And it had such a detrimental effect on me that I just started drinking heavily. And it got to the stage where I was drinking a bottle of vodka a day, and I'm not proud of that fact, but that's what I did. I drank a bottle of vodka a day, and it was the only way to be able to deal with the whole situation that was in front of me. Now, my wife couldn't quite handle that because she had her own business to run. She runs a business from home, which involves children, so she thought I was a bit dodgy, and quite rightly so. If
you can understand that. You don't want a drunk around kids.
No, of course.
You get that, don't you? Of course you do.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I got all that. But it was being shut away at a cabin at the end of the garden from 8 in the morning till probably 6 o'clock at night. And it was listening to music and, as I say, drinking a bottle of vodka, sleeping an awful lot. And that was my life for the best part of probably 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Until London Underground finally, in their wisdom, decided to dismiss me. That previously, as I explained to you before, that involved going to a rehab, which I lasted 10 days at, and then I took an overdose. Spent a night in a hospital in Weston-super-Mare, transferred back to Sidcup, where I spent another 2 months in hospital, and that's been my life ever since. And to be honest, I know I need help, but because going back to what I said earlier, Cornwall Council is so severely strapped for cash that where ordinarily in London you are committed, what they call sections, and in London I would have been sectioned months and months ago, years ago maybe. But in Cornwall, they don't do that. They send you home. They send their little home treatment team round for 3 days, and then you're left to get on with it. And you're still fighting your demons. And every day, I'm fighting my demons. And that's always going to be. I can't honestly see any way out of that. Other than suicide. I know it's a horrible thing to say, and it's not an easy thing to do, but at the time it does feel easy.
But here's the thing: I know a few people whose one of their parents has committed suicide. That screws the kids up. That's a horrible legacy. That's a horrendous legacy to leave a kid.
Yeah. Ian, I understand that, and everybody has said to me. And while I was in hospital in Plymouth for those 3 days in the ICU, a couple of the nurses said to me, "You do realise that you're going to screw your life your daughter's life up, and I really, it feels like it's a short-term pain for a long-term gain, because I'm just going to be a drain on society. I'm going to be a drain on everybody. So, honestly,
but I know you can't hear this, but that's not true. You're not draining on anybody. You're not well. That's where you are at the moment. You're ill. You're as much of a drain as people with cancer are a drain. You know, it's not their fault.
No. Well, I just feel it is my fault.
I know you feel that, but I'm telling you, your head is lying to you about quite a few things. But that's definitely the biggest lie it's telling you at the moment.
Yeah.
No one is going to benefit from you dying. No one's going to benefit.
I just feel that's the only possible way out of all this.
Well, listen, it is a way. It is a way out. It is a way out. But trust me, man, it's the shittest way out. That isn't going to solve. That isn't going to solve.
No.
That isn't going to solve anything at all, and that's only going to make things worse for everybody who survives.
Yeah. Okay.
So we need to think about what other options there are, because there are other. You all right?
Yeah. That was just my carer. She's pulling her hair out.
Why is she?
It's a sad laugh.
Why is she pulling her hair out?
Because what I've put her through. Because she's been with me for the past 2.5 years, ever since I came to Cornwall. She's been with me, and I've attempted suicide on three occasions. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question that's going to really annoy you?
No, you never annoy me, man.
No, I will. I will annoy you. This question's going to annoy you, but I'm going to ask it. You right? You ready?
Yeah, go on.
And I need a really honest answer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How much have you had to drink today?
I've had nothing today.
Today? Nothing?
Nothing.
How much did you have yesterday?
Nothing.
Okay. How much did you have on Boxing Day when I spoke to you?
I think on Boxing Day after Christmas, I think I'd had a few tinnies.
You told me you'd had a box of wine.
Well, all right, okay, Ian. Perhaps I had a box of wine. I don't remember what happened today, yesterday, or tomorrow.
Okay.
But Ian, you seem.
This is where we disagree on, right? And this is where I say I know it's going to make you angry, because we did have a little falling out over this.
We did, and I was most upset about that.
Well, I was upset, but it's cool. I'm not upset. I mean, it's cool. Here's where we disagree, and this is where we had a falling out. Is I don't know if you're an alcoholic or not. I don't know, right? But I know that the drink. This is the one. Right, let me ask the question that you didn't answer on the text. The few texts I sent you, kept ignoring it, right, and having a pop, which I don't mind you having a pop at me. It's cool.
Yeah.
But when you drink, does it make things better, or does it make things worse? And be honest.
It makes things better.
No, how does it? How does it make things better?
It just does.
Tell me how you being drunk and you getting into slagging matches with the person who I can hear in the background, and you doing the things that you've told me that you do. How does that make things better?
Because it numbs the pain, Ian. It numbs the pain, and that's what I was doing when I was drinking after the incident. It numbs the pain.
Here's the thing. It doesn't numb the pain, man. It gives you a different kind of pain.
Okay. Well, I'll accept that.
Good.
But to me,
good.
It feels like it's numbing the pain.
Well, it's not. It's making things worse, and it's giving you Here's the thing. You're never going to see your 11-year-old daughter while you're drinking. That's a fact. You might not see her when you're not drinking, but you stand a damn better chance of seeing her when you're sober than when you've been drinking.
No, I'm not going to see my daughter if I carry on attempting to take my own life.
That's another thing, yeah. That's another thing to put on the list. Things that will make it almost impossible for you to see your daughter. Let's do a list. Trying to take your life.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Those are two quite big ones. So how about if we stop doing those two things? Wouldn't that help?
Well, drinking isn't a problem. Drinking isn't a problem. I can stop drinking. No, I know you don't believe that.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
But I can.
That's what I used to say.
Well, okay. Perhaps there's a fundamental difference between you and I. Iain,
maybe.
That I can. I don't need to drink. I don't need to drink. If I'm feeling really sad.
Stop then. Stop drinking then.
Drink and
stop drinking. If you don't need to drink, stop drinking. Prove it. Stop drinking for 6 months.
I have. I've stopped drinking.
When?
I had the last drink I had, which was, I think, New Year's Eve, when we cracked open.
Dude, that was 3 days ago. That was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
What happens the next time?
Stopping drinking, Iain. That's stopping drinking.
Yeah, but okay. Well, what happens the next time you you hear some bad news about your family, or you get a text from me that you don't like, or a bus doesn't stop for you? What happens then?
I've got to not do that. And I believe I have some inner core strongness. The outside's jelly, but inside there is the person I used to be 4 years ago, when I used to be able to deal with anything that was thrown in front of me.
That person is there. That person is in there.
An escalator. There was a signal failure. Anything happened.
Chris, that person is there. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you. That person is in there.
Yeah, that's right. But right inside Iain, the outside is now jelly.
Right. Okay. Well, then, how do we get that inner person out?
I don't know, and that's the.
I know the start, but I tell you it, and you get angry with me.
I won't get angry with you.
The start is you've got to stop drinking, and you've got to accept that you've got a drink problem.
As I've said, Iain. Listen, I have the last drink I had was on New Year's Eve.
3 days ago. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So I have no intention, as I lay in this bed here now talking to you, I have no intention of drinking anymore.
Okay.
And
all right,
that's
good.
it.
All right, well, I hope that I pray for your sake that that's true.
And that's it. But I can't say I'm not going to try and take my life again.
Okay. Well, that's a different thing.
Because that seems to be my default.
Hey, well, every time you try to take your life.
Yeah.
Had you been drinking then?
No. And
so you did it completely stone cold sober each time.
Absolutely.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I though I have very, very vague memories of that night in December.
Yeah.
But I'm 99% sure I hadn't had a drink then either.
Hang on a minute. And I don't want to keep pushing the point because there are other issues at stake. But I'm 100% sure I didn't have a drink yesterday. I'm 100% sure I didn't have a drink the night that you tried to. I'm 100% sure. I've never been 99% sure.
Well,
I would know.
Be.
You went through a lot. I know, and I'm not having a go at you. I want the best. I want you to stay alive, and I want you to be happy, and I want you to have everything that you are entitled to. But I know, and again, I'm specifically not saying two things. And I actually, do you know what? I think it's for your own good if you don't mention these two things. But I know two specific things that you have done whilst pissed that indicate to me that drinking is a problem and drinking makes you angry.
It does make me angry, yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's not good.
No, it's not good.
And I won't mention, I know the two things.
No, yeah, don't mention them, because we know. I know it, you know it, and we're the only people that need to know. Everyone else can get stuffed.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it. And no, yes, and you're right.
All right.
And that's one of the reasons...
Yeah.
Why I don't want to drink anymore.
Good. All right. Well, let's forget the drink thing for now, because I don't want to keep badgering you, because I know it annoys you, and I'm kind of glad it annoys you.
Man, you're not annoying me. You've been a good friend to me, and I took it when you gave me your personal number that I could actually. You don't know me. I don't know you other than on the radio station. But you were a friend I could talk to when I'm feeling really desperate. I can ring and say, Iain, just give me some advice, please.
Well, I don't know about advice, but I can certainly share my experience. I can certainly, and I can possibly make a few suggestions. I wouldn't call it advice because I'm not qualified.
No,
but I can share my experiences where there's been a similarity in terms of struggling, and I can make some suggestions, and that is all it will ever be. I will never tell you what to do.
I appreciate that.
I will never insist you do something. And also as well, here's the thing I have to say, Chris.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not going to take your call. You know, when I spoke to you on Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, I was trying to fix everything for you, and I did speak to someone from Alcoholics Anonymous saying, I'm speaking to this bloke and I'm in recovery, and blah, blah, blah. And he said to me, dude, you can't fix him. You can't fix him. Now, whether it's alcohol or mental health or whatever, he said, you can't fix him. You can be there for him, but you are powerless over him. He has to make his own decisions. And that's why that night I kind of backed away slightly after I've been trying to find you a hotel to get out of what I thought was a toxic environment, and tried to find you somewhere to stay. Here's the thing. You were drunk. I was trying to find you a hotel. The only place I could find was a room above a pub. Imagine the carnage. The carnage. And also, I've got to protect myself a little bit because it was the first, I'd only just got my kids home and I hadn't seen my kids. And so listen, there will be times when I won't answer your phone call, or if, you know, I feel that you're being aggressive, or, you know, I feel that there is a danger of me getting sucked into something that's not healthy for me. I'm going to back away a little bit. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Doesn't mean I want you to go and kill yourself. Doesn't mean I want you to drink. It just means I'm protecting myself, and I know you appreciate that.
Listen, I understand that. I fully understand that. But what I need is really just somebody that doesn't know me. Somebody that's not a close friend to me, because I've got friends that are very close to me and they're giving me all sorts of advice. But I need somebody who doesn't know me, and somebody I don't know that well other than on the radio station as much as everybody else knows them. I know you can't give me advice as such, but you can give me some suggestions how I can deal with this and things like that, and that would be invaluable to me.
Right. Don't die. That's my suggestion tonight.
Thanks, Ian.
Not die.
No.
Chris, take care, brother. It's nice to speak to you. We will speak again soon, okay?
Yeah, we will do. Thanks, Ian.
Hang in there, man. Take care. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
I think so. I wanted to say to Chris, and it doesn't. Hopefully, he's still listening. Thanks for your tweet. The reason I didn't respond to it, because I was hoping that Ian might pass something on, but obviously things happened. But I don't want to unleash the press on you, and I think that's why we've been careful about how much information.
I was
we released.
GMB. Good Morning Britain phoned me up. Said we'd love to get you on the show to talk about that phone call, and I said, it's something I'd consider. And we'd love it if you could get Chris on with you. And I said, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to ask a guy. This is when I don't think I'd spoken to him at that point. I'm not going to ask a guy that's killed himself to come on Good Morning Britain for a 6-minute feature. I'm not going to do that. But thanks for asking. You know, could you give us his number? I'm not going to give you his number. No. I'm not going to do that. And guys tried to kill himself. I'm going to protect him a little bit if I can. Yeah. Ollie's been waiting for ages. Ollie, stay there. We're going to do a delicious clunky gear change. Don't you worry. That's my job, not yours. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're very, very welcome to. What we do is clunky gear changes. We go from the light to the dark, then we go all the way to Ollie. Good evening, Ollie, you vicious, vile troll.
Hello, Ian and Kath.
Hey, Ollie.
Here's my beef with you.
Okay.
One of them.
Here's today's beef. We've met you. You're a very, very, I'm not going to say handsome, I'm going to say beautiful young man.
Yes.
He is, isn't he?
A swoop of dark hair.
Beautiful.
Mysterious eyes.
Yeah. Clean-shaven face.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, your picture on Twitter, you got a beard. Explain yourself.
I need to redo that.
I was expecting a much, much older, and I'm going to say it, plainer man.
I was expecting a Bill Oddie lookalike.
Yep.
Instead, I got a dreamboat. What the hell is going on? Change that avatar. You don't have a beard. So get rid of. Although saying that, my pictures on Twitter, I don't have a beard, but I do have a beard in real life. Getting new pictures done. Getting new pictures done. Me and Kath are going to get some new pictures done. It don't matter. It's a small thing. It's only a small thing.
I think I used to have like a beard. I used to like try and hide my face a lot. I think that's part of like anxiety stuff.
Beautiful.
So you've got a beautiful angelic face.
And Ollie tweeted me the other day. I didn't reply because I'm not really replying to people on Twitter and loving it. No more Twitch streams from me, but my friend, I will be online at some point in probably over the weekend. Actually, not in the next couple of days because I'm with the boys, but over the weekend I'm going to be online. I'm still into online gaming. I'm still into I've been playing what I thought was is a game called Player Unknown Battlegrounds. It's like basically like Fortnite for grown-ups. It's not got cartoon characters. It's not got magic cars.
It's not got a snappy title.
It's not got. You don't build rubbish. So I was playing, and it's abbreviated. So I thought I was playing, as I said to my 13-year-old nephew, "Yeah, I've been playing a bit of PUBG."
Huh?
You went, what? I said I've been playing a little bit of PUBG. When was that? So it's the game Fortnite was based on. Oh, you mean PUBG? Why didn't you tell me it was called PUBG?
We did, didn't we?
No! I've never called it PUBG to me! My 13-year-old nephew, who for a moment thought I was the coolest guy in the world, now thinks I'm a jerk!
Well...
Because I said PUBG!
At least you didn't say PUBG.
Here's the thing. You know the terrible bland band, Blink-182?
Oh, yeah.
In America, I think they're called Blink-182.
Yeah.
And I think in some parts of the world they're called Blink-182. I think that's true. I'm going to Google what are Blink-182 called around the world. I'm sure that's true. By the way, the captain from Captain and Tennille has died. What was Captain and Tennille's big hit?
Love will keep us together.
Yeah.
Think of me whenever.
We'll play that at midnight. Captain Daryl Dragon from Captain and Tennille. How is Blink-182 pronounced? Here we go. This comes up. In the United States, how to pronounce Blink-182? Here we go. The internet's going to tell us. Pop-ups. And I accept. In the United States, Blink-182 is pronounced Blink-182, but a wave of...
I will not go. I quite like that one.
A wave of confusion crashed over the internet when the Late Late Show with James Corden... Oh, did get stuffed.
Oh, yeah.
No, thank you. When you go,
was a surprise hit.
Go and ruin another children's classic. Anyway, Ollie, what can we do for you this evening, please?
I came to respect the question.
Oh, yes, of course he did.
He's here to respect the question.
He's going to accept the chat on.
What was his question?
The question was...
It was Sally's question, we know that much.
Ollie...
Sam knows. Sam's tapping up like a bumlick. You know, extra points. This is just you doing your job. Sam, so nice to have Sam back. We've had... what... Well, I won't read what you've written because that's incorrect. The question was, what's your obsession with Stephen Mulhern?
Sexy Mulder.
What's your obsession with Sexy Mulder?
He's a sexy guy, isn't he? He's like he's always been attached to sexy things like Red Shoe Diaries. Do you remember
Sexy
Diaries?
That was sexy.
He doesn't age, that guy, does he?
No, because he's got one of those faces.
No, you're wrong. He's aged terribly. In the last 10 years, he's disintegrated to his own face.
We've not been watching him as closely as you have, obviously. Because I always thought he was a slightly, and I'm going to say it, not craggy, but not potato face.
His
what's the word?
Receding.
Knobbly faced.
He's got a knob face.
No, knobbly.
Right, David Duchovny.
I mean, handsomely knobbly, but not a pretty man.
I think I don't know if this is wrong or mean or something, but he's had some alcoholism problems, and I think that hasn't helped.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome, singing every third thought, it's Mr. David Duchovny!
Every thought on the future and the past. All these thoughts on things that don't last. Every second thought on what's false and true. Every third thought on you.
Wow!
I didn't know that. Has he got a whole album? Is he like the Nick Knowles of America?
He is. Hang on a second. Let's. Yeah, son. Singing his latest song, Marble Sun. Please welcome to the stage, David Duchovny.
In another life, the time is finally.
This is awful. I think I'd rather have an eye for an eye.
For us to.
Okay, I'm sure I remember a treat. Okay. Okay. This. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the stage, singing the Neil Young classic "Helpless," David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. Sweet Jesus. There's a mystery. How did that shit get made? Put that in the X-Files. Dear God. Ollie, well, you've driven the show over a cliff by making us play David Duchovny's songs.
Oh, no, that's the positive. Can I ask Roger a question? Can I pass the chat on?
Please pass the he's got the... OK, the chat on, away you go. Yes, respect the question, Roger.
Why does Roger feel the need to turn off the late night alternative when you talk about sexy things like sex toys?
Oh.
Roger does what?
He turns off your radio show when you have sex things on, like when you have interviews with
Roger's.
sex toy makers.
Well, Roger's going to be upset because next week we got some porno psychics on.
Yeah.
So, would you hear Ollie there? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Do you hear that? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I bet you are.
Dirty boy.
Now.
We think they're going to be, and here's a word you don't hear very often in this country, and I like it. I'm going to bring this word back.
Spunky?
No. We think they're going to be screwing. No one says screw. No one says screwing anymore. Screwing. I'm going to screw you. Let's screw. Hey, we've got an hour. Let's screw. Let's go and screw.
I call it rumpy pump with my wife.
Thank you for calling. Oh, dirty boy.
He had to reach for wife there, didn't he? He had so many choices.
Rumpy pump.
Flipping it.
I screw his wife, he rumpy pumps his wife. And I feel it's bad for saying that because she's a delightful human being.
Yeah, she deserves so much better.
Doesn't she? But I'm afraid that's all she's got. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
You see, that's what happens. We go on Twitter during the break and then we get sucked into all kinds of mayhem. Reporting a paedophile, and reporting a thug, and reporting a sex criminal of a different nature. It's so much better. Twitter during the show gets me so angry. So glad I'm not doing it. But I did just then. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you wish to give us a call. Roger's called in to respect the question. Roger, what is this? I hear that when we do sexy subjects, you shoot your load too early and you switch off? What is going on?
I don't know what Ollie is on about. I think he's conflating something. I can remember the incident he is referring to.
Right, so you know what he's talking about?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right.
It was the poo thing.
What poo
thing? Do you remember? We had that interview with that... I can't remember what it was.
You're a pervert.
Ollie's a pervert.
You're a fanny.
It was the... Weren't it the...
I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me the thing that caused you to switch off my show.
For aiding digestion.
Dirty pervert.
We
have never, ever. Shut your face. We would never stoop so low on this show as to do a feature about people eating poo to help their digestion. What are you talking about? That is sick. Yeah. We would never do that. We would never do it.
I can remember because I can remember you talking about it, and then you got the person on like a day or two later.
No, that's the wrong answer.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
This is harassment.
Yeah, exactly. We are bullying a blind man. What's your problem? It's 10 to 12 on a Wednesday night. We do it every week at this time. Come on, man. What's your problem?
We did tell you it was called PUBG, by the way.
All right, goodbye. Thank you for calling, Troll.
Oh, what is he like?
He's...
Who hurt you, Roger? Who hurt you?
Well, you do keep butting in, don't you?
0344 499 1000. Sorry, what happened there?
I've just speared myself on this.
Catherine just made an oof noise, and I looked around, and she was touching her lady parts.
I wasn't just my
Listen to this. I love this. She lived to the ripe old age of 122 years and 164 days. You heard this story? She lived to the ripe old age of 122 years and 164 days, despite smoking until she was 116 and enjoying her red wine, her weekly bars of chocolate, and anal.
What?
French woman...
What?
French woman Jeanne
Calment
became a global celebrity before her death in 1997 and still holds...
She's the one who said, I only have one wrinkle and I'm sitting on it.
Okay. She, her death in 1997 and still holds the record as the world's oldest person. But now that age is being challenged by a scientist who claims she was a 99-year-old imposter. Russian researcher Nikolai Zak says Madame Calment, as she was known throughout France and beyond, was actually Jeanne's daughter, Yvonne, who assumed her mother's identity when she died to avoid paying inheritance tax. This is great!
Looking at her picture, she looks way older than 99.
According to Mr. Zak, he's a Russian. The elaborate deception began in 1934, the year Yvonne's death from pneumonia at the age of 36 was registered. He claims it was in fact Jeanne, who died that year, age 59, and suggests Yvonne, her only daughter, started pretending to be her. He cites multiple contradictions in Jean Calment's interviews, biographies, photos, et documents to support his assertion.
Wow.
Mr. Zak claims Yvonne managed to fool the world over the next 6 decades despite being 23 years younger than her mum. But he argues that according to numerous testimonies, the person the outside world accepted was Jean looked 20 to 30 years younger than her age, at least from 100 until 117. He also refers to a poll... Oh, come on. He also refers to a poll conducted on Facebook by a Russian gerontologist, Valery Novoslev, which asked 224 participants to estimate, give or take, the age of Jean from a photograph when she was 117. Those surveyed did not know who she was, and the average result was 95.
Yeah, well, who would think that she was 120-odd?
Guys, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm not buying that.
This is all HS.
He claims that in interviews, Jean reluctantly answered questions about her daughter and that the daughter and the mother shared characteristics in their behaviour, their liveliness, their gait. Well, they would do.
Yeah.
Mr. Zak also argues that photographs of Yvonne, taken before her supposed death, showed that she had exactly the same ears and nose as the woman who became famous as Jean. Jean, born in 1875, and Fernand, her husband, were the joint owners of a department store in Arles.
It
doesn't matter! It doesn't matter! It doesn't matter! It doesn't matter! It doesn't matter!
Wow.
No, it doesn't matter!
It does.
No, it doesn't!
No, it does.
Oh, it doesn't! Doesn't matter! Does it matter, Kasif?
Hello, Iain.
Does it matter, Brad? Does it matter, Jerry?
It matters.
It matters.
He can't speak. He's got Parkinson's. His brain doesn't work properly. He's saying it doesn't matter, but you can't understand it. You're saying it doesn't matter, aren't you, Jerry?
No, it's not.
Yes, I am. Does it matter, Kasif?
No, it doesn't matter.
Thank you, Kasif.
Oh, Kasif would say that. He's contrary.
Very, very intelligent caller.
OK. Let's hear what Kasif has to say about his point.
Go on, Kasif. Let's hear your point, Kasif, and make it a good one, mate, because I've put a lot on you.
Hello, Ian. Yes, I was last week. I just reading on Twitter that you saved the individual's life, and also he was on today, of course. And just like to say, whenever you feel down, whenever you feel like you're a failure, whenever you have your own problem, just remember you saved the individual's life.
I felt great.
The individual has got.
Felt great.
She's got a parent. Imagine if somebody saved your kid's life. I mean, the least you would want to probably hug that individual. And I mean, how much would you owe that individual if an individual saved your kid's life?
Would you give me £100 because I saved a man's life? This is what I want to. This is my next venture: is to go online. I'm testing the water with you, Kasif. I want to go online and ask people to give. They respect me for what I did to give me £100. I reckon I could easily make £200.
Well, you probably could with people who have a lot of money left over after Christmas. But I'm probably guessing not many people have money left over after Christmas.
Oh, I should have done it before Christmas, shouldn't I? Balls.
Yeah, but Ian, also remember, when you feel too big about yourself for saving somebody's life, remember to remove the stick from your backside, because you did lie about being attacked by an owl for half a year to the whole world.
Owls.
I did fall down a well, though.
Yes, you did, but you lied about being attacked by an owl for about 6 months to the whole world.
I did lie about the owl. The owl was a lie. That was a symptom of mental illness. What?
What are you listening to?
What you got playing in the background?
Is that Goldstein?
Me.
Are you listening to Talk Sport?
No, it's just my brother. He's on YouTube.
You're watching YouTube videos.
Let's have a look then. What YouTube channel is he on?
It's my brother.
What channel is he on?
What's his channel, mate?
He's got a bit shy.
He's on YouTube and he's got a bit shy.
Oh, one of them, is it?
Yep.
Kasif, here's the thing. I did fall down a well. I lied about an owl. I saved a man's life. 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
Yep, so I'm just saying that when you feel too good and too arrogant, just remember that and remove the stick from your backside.
Well, here's the thing. When I feel arrogant, I certainly do not put sticks up my bumhole.
Why are you so obsessed with his bumhole?
Why would I put a stick up my bumhole?
It's a manner of speech when somebody's...
Would you remove the stick from my bumhole with your teeth?
No. It's a manner of speaking, Iain.
You've just put a stick up his bumhole.
Now take it out, otherwise we're not carrying on this conversation, and take it out with your teeth.
With my teeth. Yeah, I don't know what your fantasies are, but...
My fantasy...
He's not the one imagining a stick up someone else's bumhole that he doesn't know.
Open your mouth. I'm going to bend over. I'm bending over. Take this stick out of my bumhole, Kasif, with your teeth, now.
I'm not physically...
Do it!
Iain.
Do it!
Pops Cat can help you with that.
I want you to do it.
I didn't put it up there, Kasif. You imagined it there. Imagine it out with your mouth.
And it's a knobbly stick as well.
Yeah.
Knobbly.
It's a knobbly stick. It's like a long stick you'd find in the woods. It's not a smooth. It's not like a broomstick.
So the wood that you were attacked by an owl. Yeah, the same wood that you got attacked by an owl in. Yes.
Yes.
Well, that was imaginary too, but you imagined the second one, which is sick. I might say.
You're a dirty pervert. You're a pervert, Kasif. You're a pervert, Kasif.
I never say that stuff.
You need to report yourself. You need to hand yourself over to the sexual authorities. Immediately.
And you need to hand yourself over to many different sections of the authorities.
You tell me which sections of the authorities I need to go to. There's many, so you tell me which sections of the authorities.
Yeah, well, you have a very active mind, which...
So the active mind section? Yes.
Yep. So, I mean...
You are a sexual criminal.
Really? Yeah, not mine now.
You just assaulted him with a stick.
And I'm going to report you for bum tinkering.
Really, Iain?
Thanks for the call, Kasif.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And thank you for the stick.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Dirty pervert. Dick.
Say those words again, like you just did. Oh, baby, tell it to me once again.
That's a song, man. I don't know why I faded out so quickly there. That was a little bit silly. There's Captain and Tennille. The captain, Daryl Dragon, is dead. I'd forgotten about that song. That song was on the radio. That song was on the radio all the time when I was a kid, along with the song that went... Daryl Dragon was in the Beach Boys for a while as well. What was this? Sorry, you busy reading something on the internet? Because I was doing a thing.
Yeah.
I'll get
really only met about a week ago.
Whatever.
Never let it slip away.
I want to talk to my good friend Brad. Good evening, Brad.
Hello, mate. How are you?
It's none of your business.
Oh, you keep saying that. I'm going to keep asking. You know.
Do you want me to do it for you? Rub it in.
I was ringing in. You were asking about how other listeners are doing, and on that night, I don't think we'll ever forget it, with Chris, and I just wondered how Susan was doing, because she was going through pretty bad time as well, I think, that night.
Susan has called in a couple of times.
She phoned yesterday. She's fine.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, no, she's not fine.
No.
She's not
but
fine.
But that situation seems to be...
No, not at all, because that was what she was phoning in about yesterday, to say that situation was still an ongoing situation.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like... It was more about her staying away rather than the other way round, which is the thing I was most worried about, is that he seemed to be pushing his luck a lot, didn't he?
Well, okay. Well, but I kind of linked the whole thing together. But she's around. She's around, Brad. You've probably put up the Susan signal now, and no doubt we'll get a call from her. How are you, Brad? How are you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm very good. Thank you very much for asking. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
And no,
we're getting there. It's a day at a time. It'll be February soon. I went out for a bike ride today. I'm trying to ride a bike, and I don't like it. It's horrible, but I did it. I go through Wendover Woods. Right, it's really nice woods. There was a family having a barbecue.
Wow.
A barbecue, Brad.
Good. I love a barbecue. I love summer. I hate the winter.
I've got a mouth for a sausage.
I think is barbecue. I'd like a barbecue, but they're so. I'm bored of talking about barbecues. All right, Brad. Listen, thanks for checking in, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're okay and you're a good man. And peace and love. Let's go to Jerry. Good evening, Jerry.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Pizza love. Pizza love.
Happy days and everything. I'm still doing all right. I'm still feeling pretty good.
Do it to me one more time. Once is never enough. Try it round the back now, baby. Put your fingers in my mouth and make me gag.
My God.
I bite on them. Pull my hair and slap my bum. Put your hand round my throat.
Bye-bye, Roger.
Do it to me one more time. Go on, Jerry. Go on, Jerry. You can do this. You got this, Jer.
This is original. This is original.
What? Hang on, got some bad news for everyone.
They've cancelled Brexit.
Sorry about that.
Hey,
what are you doing, Jerry? You sound like you're falling downstairs.
I'm
Which you could
jumping
be.
about on the bed.
Well, don't, because we can't hear you.
Trying to jump off the bed. On the ground. Wait. I've landed. Diesel's landed. I'm off my feet again.
Are you walking?
No, I'm on my knees. I still had a wheelchair backwards today, like James Bond. Like James Bond. I went backwards in the wheelchair.
Okay.
It pushed me backwards and...
Yeah, that's great.
Teflon. Teflon, I found out an interesting fact.
Okay.
Twiggy, half Buck Rogers. Guess who your voice by? Guess who the voice is, Twiggy?
I can't understand you tonight.
Oh, Jesus, I was speaking really well. What's going on? Can you hear me now?
Okay, thanks for your call, Jerry. I've got no idea what's going on. That guy's crazy. Whatever drugs he's on, they need to either double them or get rid of them. One of those two. I'm not a doctor, so I couldn't tell you, but thank you, Jerry. Mr. Zach says that because the Calmants had a large influence in Arles, there could be several ways for them to manage the identity switch. He continues...
Arles.
Russia. I'm from Russia. How do Russians speak?
We will speak like this.
Well, speaking like this, Yvonne could spend a lot of time outside of Arles, where she could be known under the pseudonym Jean. Yvonne had strong motive to acquire identity of mother in case of death. The inheritance tax on large assets was high. And father of Jean and mother of husband had died. I'm enjoying missing out certain words. That makes it sound really Russian. Father... I'm from Russia. How do you do it again?
You'd say, I'm from Russia.
I'm from Russia. Hang on a second. Let me just put them straight through. There was this dick on. There's not this... Who are you? Who are you? I've gone. Screw you, loser. Screw you. If this theory be to be... boring. Okay, so that woman was a liar.
I think he's clutching at 200-year-old straws.
Betty's Hot Pots.
Oh, yeah.
A highlight. Have you got that story as well?
Yes.
You do it. This is great. I love Betty. If you watch Corrie, which we do from time to time, because we watch it a bit before work, and there's a picture of Betty in the Rovers.
Yeah.
Betty's Hot Pot. Dumped it. What do you want, withheld number? Oh, God, you make me want to puke. You disgust me. You're a scumbag. You're the worst of everything. I hope you get nothing that you want and everything you deserve, which is misery and stuff like that. Goodbye. I made a vulgar reference there to what Betty's Hot Pot could be, and I
think everyone can imagine what he might have said, and we know why we'd rather not go there.
I'd like to go there.
Stop it. Coronation Street legend Betty.
Want to join me, Sam? Dive in.
Everyone loved Betty's Hot Pot.
Very popular. I believe Ken Barlow would always go back for seconds, and he would lick the rim.
Oh, my God.
And sometimes he'd stick his finger in, swipe it around.
No, not Ken. He'd use a piece of bread. Refined, but Ken. He's an upstanding member of the community.
I laughed so much I farted. Oh, my God. Please, let's hear about Betty's Hot Pots. Betty's not a hot pot, not.
No. Coronation Street legend Betty had encounter with UFO.
Yeah, good for her. I've probably got some good sound effects.
Let's have it.
Okay.
Let's have it.
Okay.
I have a vibrator.
No.
That's inappropriate. I haven't got anything
All
that
right.
fits in with...
I'll start.
Oh, yes, I can do music. Here we go. Hang on a minute. It's just one... Oh, gee, no, not yet. What do you want? You know, even... This guy... I'm going to trace this guy and kill him. Who are you? Right, you're a jerk. You're a jerk-off.
The actress who played barmaid Betty Williams for 42 years in the ITV...
I didn't know that was her last name.
Yeah, Betty Williams.
Betty Williams.
Spotted a strange ball of light hovering near her house. But she and her sister Frida kept quiet about their experiences as they thought people would make fun of them.
I know that feeling. I saw a UFO and I didn't do an interview with the Muswell Hill Journal for two reasons. One, because I didn't want to be laughed at. And two, because when I did do an interview with them previously, they printed my address in there.
Oh, my God, why?
Because they're idiots.
Later, Betty, whose telly character was famous for serving up her pub hot pots, confided in UFO expert and former detective John Hanson. He recounted the
He what?
He recounted...
Arles.
Arles.
Yeah, recounted.
Recounted.
Yeah.
See, it is important.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to take direction on that.
Not when it's a...
You said it!
I actually said it. I actually said it. No, I didn't, because I didn't say the T.
Well...
I didn't say the T.
Some people are common and they say it like that.
No. I didn't say the T of the C word. Okay, I didn't. This is getting to a very fruity show.
Anyway.
Remember that night we got sacked from Talk Radio because of
Betty's hot pot.
Because of Betty's hot pot and France. Anyway, yes.
Betty would not approve of this kind of talk, I'm telling you that for nothing. He recounted the sisters' supernatural tale in his book, Haunted Skies, the Encyclopedia of British UFOs. John said Frida saw the object first, and then Betty, who died in 2011...
Well, her name's not Betty in real life. Why is it... Is it?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Was it Betty... Oh, Betty Williams and Betty's Hot Pot. No, what was her real name?
Betty Driver.
What's her real name?
Betty Driver.
Who's Betty?
Betty Williams. Is Betty the character?
Betty Williams played... So Betty played Betty, but Williams played Driver. Is she Minnie...
No, Driver played Williams.
Is she Minnie Driver's mum?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. That's an interesting fact. Okay.
John said Frida saw the object first, and then Betty.
Who is Frida?
Betty's sister.
In
Actual sister. No, real sister.
And she played her sister in the soap as well as being her real sister.
She wasn't in it, no.
That's nepotism.
She wasn't in it.
It's like that programme with Bradley Walsh and his son. That, to me, smacks a little bit of nepotism. Just a little
bit of watching two people go on holiday.
It's a little bit of two people getting paid a lot of money to go on a free holiday. I don't know, guys.
But if they want to send me, I'll do that.
You and the girls.
I'll go with anyone's son.
You'd have to go with the girls. Oh, sorry? What? Would you? Dirty. Oh, hang on, I've got... Hang on.
Dirty pervert. Merci. John said Frida...
I'll go with anyone's son, me. Lock up your sons.
Or dad.
Or granddad.
And dad.
Oh, that's...
Free holiday's a free holiday, what?
You've crossed the line.
I don't have to jump out of a plane, though, do I?
We're talking about going with them.
I'm not...
That's what we were thinking, wasn't it,
I'm not from the 1950s.
We thought you were going with them.
No.
I'll go with any son or dad. And dad. Son and dad. Dirty. Please, let's continue. Oh, I wanted to play this the other day. 1, 2, 3, remember this?
4.
Remember this?
Yes, I do.
Remember this?
Sam doesn't know it.
Did not know this?
She's got a new show out.
I'm doing my bell. That's terrible.
She's got a new show out, which is a great idea.
Why did we not get the sack for that? Anyway, so
no one was listening then.
Let's hear about
still not.
Betty. This was an episode of Coronation Street that was never aired, where she made love to an alien and his dad.
No. John, I've read this sentence about 5 times now. It's for the 6th time.
Well, get to the point.
Not the last.
Get to the point then.
John said...
It's not even that good a story.
John said Frida saw the object first, and then Betty, who died in 2011... I don't know why they have to put that in that sentence. Just in case you were getting excited.
What now? Was it
died.
Betty who died, or was it...
both Bettys.
Was it her mum? Was it her mum that died?
Oh, I think her mum was already well gone.
Well, was she? Or did she take over her mum's identity when she died?
I don't know.
In the show?
I don't know.
In Arles?
John said 7th. John said 8th. John 9th.
Just say it! Stop saying numbers!
John said Frida saw the object first, and then Betty, who died in 2011, also watched as it shot up into the sky over West Didsbury in Manchester in 1977. I wonder what month that was. I was around then, but I was baby.
No one gives a hoot.
Oh, they do.
Hey, listen, after the show, could you do me a favour?
No.
I need a bum tickle.
Bum tinker.
Bum tinker. Bum tickle, then a bum tinker.
No, I don't do that.
You used to get loads of bum tinkers, didn't you? Going around the streets ringing their bell. Bum tinker! Bum tinker! and yes, over here, please. And you give them a shilling. Give them a shilling for a bum tinker.
I mean, shilling halfpenny if they were very good. Christmas and that.
As you don't see them anymore. I mean, sometimes you find them online and stuff, but I miss them riding around.
They don't call it that anymore, though.
No, they're not allowed to call it anymore. Not allowed to call it bum tinkering anymore. Not allowed to. It's health and safety gone mad.
That's what they call it. Frida recalled.
Sometimes you get father and son.
I noticed. It had a slightly misty halo, and I thought to myself, oh, it's watching me as well. After about 15 minutes, I decided to summon up the courage and venture outside, asking my sister Betty Driver off the telly, to come with me.
You might remember her from Coronation Street.
You know, the hot pot one.
Bit disappointed didn't ask me to fill in for her when she died, but there you go, that's the business. Anyway, UFO.
After 5 minutes or so, it shot up into the sky.
PUBG UFO. Blink 182. Jeez.
After 5 minutes or so, it shot up into the sky and disappeared, followed by the wind dropping dramatically. Author John, who worked for West Midlands CID, said...
Oh, copper, is it?
West Midlands.
Copper.
Needless to say, Frida and Betty decided to keep quiet, fearing ridicule. The next year, the sisters had a second close encounter 40 miles away while driving near Ellesmere Port in Merseyside.
This doesn't matter.
This time, they claim the UFO travelled alongside the car. I wonder whether the glasses needed cleaning. Maybe they just had a smudge.
So you're saying one of Britain's most best-loved actresses is a liar. It's interesting.
No, just saying. You can. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, you're saying a dead woman's a liar. That's disappointing.
No.
Carry on with this slander.
That's the end of the story.
And now it's time for a break.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
03444991000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee, Catherine Boyle, and of course our new robot bum tinker. Let's go to Diana. Good evening, Diana.
Good evening and happy New Year to you both, Iain and Kath.
Who do you want to have a best out of the two of us? Who would you rather see have the better Happy New Year? And think very, very carefully before you answer this question, Diana.
Both of you.
You can't. You cannot. One has to have. This is the game we'll play, right? You can only wish a Happy New Year to either me or Kath, and by default, the other one who you don't wish it to gets a crappy New Year. And I mean, right, miserable. So, bearing in mind my mum's in a wheelchair and I have mental health issues, who do you wish... No, Sam made me laugh there. And Sam's laughing at our rubbish. We know we're
Happy New Year to Sam.
There we go. There we go. You did that.
She is...
You did that.
She's sunk right down to the bottom of the corner. She was right near the top. She sunk down to the bottom. She's going to get relegated. We'll carry on this conversation.
She's still there.
She can't hear us because I'm pressing the button.
You can't hear us.
You can't hear us, can you, Diana?
No, I can't hear you, though.
Good. Thank you. Huh? After this funk one, I won't speak to her ever again. Right? So we're going to...
I'll speak to her.
I know you won't. Sam can speak to her.
I mean, I might be a bit upset because my New Year's going to be crappy now.
Because of her. Anyway, right, I'm press the button so she can hear us again.
Okay.
You should be able to hear us now, Diana. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for waiting. Lovely to talk to you as always. I'm looking forward to our next call. But isn't it childish? We get paid for this rubbish, Diana. What have you got for us this evening?
I was shocked about an hour ago when you said that the captain had passed away from the Captain and Tennille.
Yeah, I know. About a couple of hours ago it happened. Yeah, sad. Daryl Dragon.
I know he was with the Beach Boys, and and every time I do a gig, I always play the Captain and Tennille.
Love will keep us together.
It's
a great song.
Yeah, they were really...
They were cheesy, late 70s, early 80s pop. And do you know what? I ain't got a problem with that.
No, I haven't. And even the one you just played, a lot of people know those songs, but they don't necessarily know who the artist is.
No. Do you know what? You're right. There are several artist names that, while their songs have survived, the names have kind of faded into obscurity, which is a shame. And Captain and Tennille, I don't really know too much about them, but... He always dressed as a captain. That was the gimmick, wasn't it? She was a beautiful blonde lady, and he was always dressed as a captain. And I think that was the act, and that's a great act.
The sad thing is they split up later on, and I've got to say one other thing to you.
Yes.
I don't own a television.
Good.
And I've been doing a lot of gigs, well, obviously Christmas and New Year. And I heard about this documentary about Bros.
Oh, mate, yes.
So I finished on New Year's Eve in Worcester, and I got home and at about 4 o'clock in the morning. I watched it on my computer.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I've never seen a documentary that's so funny and so honest about any music group or rock band. I thought it was brilliant.
Look, here's the thing. It's on DVD, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, it's going to be 15 quid. I'm not going to... $6.49.
Oh, wow.
Ordered.
Absolutely brilliant.
I'll have some of that.
Borrow mine.
All right.
$6.49 on DVD. Well, that's getting delivered. That's coming. There we go. It's a work of art. And also, it's a classy movie as well. It's done so well.
I don't think any rock band or any pop band would give the freedom that they apparently gave to the guy that made it.
Yeah.
And it's funny, it's honest, it's sad. It's just something about it. I can't put. And I was very tired when I was watching it.
Yeah.
And it made me laugh as well.
Yeah, it's good. There's a real, I was going to say underlying tension, but it's not always underlying. I interviewed Matt Goss once, and it didn't go well.
Right.
And I've never done an interview where the person during the interview is it's supposed to be live for Radio 4, where a person being interviewed has expressed disdain for the interviewer while it's actually happening. I've never had that before. It happened then. It's a horrible experience, but it's some movie. Well, I'm glad you got to see that, Diana, and well done not having a television. If I didn't
I haven't had a television since I was a kid.
Good, because it's naff for
I'm so into music. That's all I do, and I heard about this on the radio.
Yeah.
And I think I heard you mention it.
Yeah.
We're
trend makers here. I have started part of this trying to get more active and do stuff. I found myself the last few weeks just going in and watching like a load of crap on telly, maybe 4 episodes or 5 episodes of 4 in a bed in a row, and then the day's gone. And what I'm trying to do now is I go into my living room and I'm putting on CDs and reading, or putting on CDs and pootling around on my computer with my cats climbing all over me because they climb on me now. Because there's nothing on telly.
Well, sometimes you mention things and I write it down and I watch it on YouTube.
Well,
you mentioned some pretty good stuff and some of the music you mentioned.
Thank you, Diana. Have you watched any Dr. Steve Brule yet?
No, I haven't.
Did you watch Tim and Eric?
Yes, I think I liked that. Yes,
Steve Brule is John C. Reilly. His character pops up and does little bits in Tim and Eric. But he's also got his own spin-off show, and I think it's called Steve Brule Explains or something. See if you can find one of them.
I did watch The Kids Down the Hall. I thought that was good.
Yes! This is good. This is what I'm going to do at the weekend, is I'm going to watch videos.
But I did so many dinner dances and things over Christmas, and I did a 60th birthday on Saturday. I was working New Year's Eve doing that. But I always play... I don't always do the same sort of do. I always play the Captain and Tennille. I've always liked that song.
Yeah.
Which was a Neil Sedaka song. That, Love will keep us...
That Neil Sedaka, early to mid-70s, he was churning out his best stuff. Solitaire?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Solitaire's the only game in town. Every road that takes him down.
Carpenter sing that too.
What was the other big hit he had in the 70s? Neil Sedaka, big hit.
Laughter in the Rain.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hear laughter in the rain, walking hand in hand with... Did you hear the version of that he did with his daughter?
No, I haven't heard that
one. Hang on a minute. I remember it being good. Laughter in the Rain, Neil Sedaka, but it might be... Let's have a little listen. I remember this being really good, but... let's have a little listen. No, that's not the version. Hang on a minute. I'm sure... I can't find it. I can't find it, but this is a great song. Neil Sedaka in the 70s. Here we go. Listen to this, everyone. Strolling along country roads with my baby. It starts to rain. Nothing to do while I feel like Randy. We go and shiver. Here we go. Making love in the rain tonight. Ooh, I feel laughter in the rain. Walking hand in hand with the one I love. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, I love a good rain. because I know all the words to Nil Sedaka.
Well, I mean, just not in the right order.
A great song.
Diana, yes.
Diana's nice to talk to you. Thank you very much. I like that Diana puts up with our nonsense, but because she did that thing for Sam, I never want to speak to her ever again. Right, that's good. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I'm a nut job, but not that kind of nut job.
On Talk Radio.
Honest to God, it's the new Breaking Bad. Oh no!
What do you hate, mate?
I'm David Babcock and I got my willy stuck in the Hoover.
It all happens here! Podcasts are plenty, guys. Podcasts of this show. We'll put out the interview with Joe Pearlman as a podcast as well tomorrow. They normally go at about 7, 8 o'clock, sometimes earlier in the day if Kath can be bothered to do her work.
Well, kids go back to school tomorrow, so I've got the whole day in front of me. I might sleep, I might not.
Sleep.
What I can tell you is, if the podcast goes out before about 4 o'clock, I'll be in my pyjamas.
That's something to keep the guys handy.
I stink because I've had them on all Christmas.
I am going to one of those trampoline places tomorrow. I've got a new pyjama. I ordered new pyjamas. Here's what I was thinking the other day. I ordered new pyjamas, right? And I've ordered the set. Why are pyjamas like a little suit? They're weird, aren't they? It's like a little suit.
Yeah.
There's like a little psychedelic suit to sleep in. Mm-hmm. That's a strange...
I think it's an Indian thing, isn't it? Pyjamas are an Indian word.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm not so... No, it's not an Indian word.
I think it is something we nicked from them.
We didn't nick anything from them. We gave them civilization.
Well...
So you can apologise immediately
that's
to the Queen Victoria and Elizabeth.
You know what Gandhi said about what do you think about British civilization?
You know,
it would be a nice idea.
I would. Why do you travel second class? Because there is no third class. Okay, but then someone the other day said that Gandhi was a paedophile.
What?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Tommy Robinson. No, I don't know. No, someone said. Could you Google that for me?
God, yes. We better check that out immediately.
I know Jinnah, the leader of Pakistan, was a little bit dodgy bodsky. But someone tweeted that.
Well, it says here, this is in 2013, in the Colombo Telegraph, talking about young women.
One final thing, sir.
Young women.
That's a good joke. Colombo. One final thing, sir.
Was Gandhi a saint or sinner? Debate rages over statue in Miami. And this was 2016. What's the new one then?
No, it's not a new one. Why is she not listening?
I am listening.
It's not a new one. Someone brought it up and I've not heard the story before. Could you find out if Gandhi... Mahatma Gandhi...
They've got a video and it's going. Right.
0344 499 1000 is the phone if you're going to take part in this fun section of the show called Was Gandhi a Saint or a Sinner? Did he play or was he player? Let's keep quiet while we wait for Catherine.
I'm just looking for where this...
A professional would be able to kind of talk while they were doing it.
No, because what I'm doing here is being very careful about my words and not spouting something.
You can't libel the dead.
No, but I mean, it's a taste level thing, isn't it?
Well, no, there's taste and there's fake news, and I'm just happy to get
the fake news out first,
and
then we'll retract.
I won't retract anything. I never retract. Why would I retract? Only cowards retract. Doesn't even make any. I'm so tired.
We get it wrong.
I'm so tired. Please make it
end. I can't see it. Gandhi was called a paedophile. This is how they're spelling it.
Okay,
in Miami
you
Herald.
still say paedophile.
By many in the crowd for sleeping nude with his teenage grandnieces to test the strength of his vow of chastity.
Oh, he failed.
Gandhi was a child molester, says Tej Maan, a former Yuba city councilman. It's like Bill Cosby, who was everyone's hero. Look at him now.
I would say Bill Cosby was funnier than Gandhi.
Let me look at... I've never heard that allegation before.
Exactly. So. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Let me look it up.
What shall I do while you do that? Shall I wait?
I mean, you should be a gentleman and pipe down. In The Independent, here we go. This is The Independent from Monday, 2nd of January 2012.
I don't care about the date.
Well, I do. I care about accuracy.
Well, we don't care about the date.
When you're talking about a man's reputation, I think it's important.
Neither accurate or inaccurate in terms of the story. Let's hear the story.
Right, here's the story.
Let's hear the story.
It's no secret that Mohandas Gandhi had an unusual sex life.
Well, it is a secret, because I didn't know. He didn't tell me.
He spoke constantly of sex and gave detailed, often provocative instructions to his followers as to how they might best observe chastity, and his views were not always popular. Abnormal and unnatural was how the first Prime Minister of independent India, Nehru, described Gandhi's advice to newlyweds to stay celibate.
Was a dodgepot, though.
Well...
But he did have great jackets.
Well, Gandhi's advice to newlyweds to stay celibate for the sake of their souls. But was there something more complex than a pious plea for chastity at play in Gandhi's beliefs, preachings, and even his unusual personal practices, which included, alongside his famed chastity, sleeping naked next to nubile naked women to test his restraint? In the course of researching my new book on Gandhi, going through 100 volumes of his complete works and many tomes of eyewitness materials, details become apparent which add up to a more bizarre sexual history. Much of this material was known during his lifetime, but was distorted or suppressed after his death in the process of elevating Gandhi into the father of the nation. Was the Mahatma, in fact, as the pre-independence Prime Minister of the Indian state of Travancore called him, a most dangerous, semi-repressed sex maniac?
He keeps asking the question. The last line should be, no. I've done all the research. No, he wasn't.
Here we go. Gandhi was born in the Indian state of Gujarat and married at 13 in 1883. His wife, Kasturba, was 14, not early by the standards of Gujarat at that time. The young couple had a normal sex life, sharing a bed in a separate room in his family home, and his wife was soon pregnant. 2 years later, as his father lay dying, Gandhi left his bedside to have sex with Kasturba. Meanwhile, his father drew his last breath, and the young man compounded his grief with guilt that he'd not been present.
That is going to mess you up. You leave your dying dad to have it off, and then he dies while you're having sex? Wow! That's going to screw you up.
Yeah, so the young man compounded his grief with guilt that he'd not been present and represented his subsequent revulsion towards lustful love as being related to that death.
Yes, it would do.
However, Gandhi and his wife's last child wasn't born until 15 years later in 1900, so he got over it a bit.
I'm getting bored of this now. Is he a paedophile or not?
Gandhi was challenging abstinence in his own way. He set up ashrams in which began his first experiments with sex. Boys and girls were to bathe and sleep together chastely, but were punished for any sexual talk. Men and women were segregated, and Gandhi's advice was that husbands should not be alone with their wives, and when they felt passion, they should take a cold bath. The rules, however, didn't apply to him.
Oh.
Sushila Nair, the attractive sister of Gandhi's secretary, and also his personal physician, attended Gandhi from girlhood. She used to sleep and bathe with him. When challenged, he explained how he ensured decency was not offended. While she is bathing, I keep my eyes tightly shut, he said. I do not know whether she bathes naked or with her underwear on. I can tell from the sound she uses soap.
I do not know with which hand she is tugging.
The provision of such personal services to Gandhi was a much sought-after sign in his favour and aroused jealousy amongst the ashram inmates. As he grew older and following his wife's death, he was to have more women around him and would oblige women to sleep with him, whom, according to segregated ashram rules, were forbidden to sleep with their own husbands. Gandhi would have women in his bed, engaging in his experiments, which seemed to have been, from a reading of his letters, an exercise in striptease or other non-contact sexual activity. Much explicit material has been destroyed, but tantalising remarks in Gandhi's letters remain, such as Venus sleeping with me might be called an accident. All that can be said is that she slept close to me. One might assume, then, that getting into the spirit of the Gandhian experiment meant something more than just sleeping close to him.
Sorry, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Was Gandhi a paedophile? Don't read any more.
I'm looking for the actual words, but
the answer is no.
It's talking about young women, but they've not given me any ages.
Oh, don't get angry at me just because you disagree with Gandhi having a bath with his secretary's sister with his eyes closed, all right? Listening out for soap use.
If you want to find out more, read Gandhi, Naked Ambition, published by Quercus, £20, probably cheaper now.
Bombs!
It's electric, it's eclectic, it's always rule-free. It's the late-night alternative with that man, Iain Lee.
On Talk Radio.
Paul Ross is on one. Deal with it. Deal with it. You can always tell the quality, the calibre of a radio station by its B team. You know, the people they get in during the holidays. I think we could try harder. Jokes. A lot of best-ofs being played out. Yeah. A lot of Christmas Day I can understand best-of. New Year's Day I can sort of understand a best-of. During the week, though, come in and do your job, mate. You're not on telly anymore. Come and do a proper job. Come and put in a proper 3-hour shift, mate. And by the way, make your own way in. Don't get a cab on expenses. Let's go to Simon.
I bet he stinks fishy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I bet he stinks all fishy.
What?
Never mind.
Is that a vagina joke?
No. It's with reference to your previous comment about not on telly anymore, coming and do your job.
Oh.
Anyway. I don't get it.
Because he went fishing.
Oh, I thought you were saying about vaginas.
Gosh.
Right.
No. Now.
I wouldn't open with that one, which you did, unfortunately. Anyway, yes.
What, open...
Right, no, stop, just go.
Yeah, right, okay.
No wonder you can't get a girlfriend.
Oh, Mr. Lee, for goodness sake.
Come on!
What do you call an Indian cloakroom attendant?
Let's not.
No.
I really feel... Why do I feel so uncomfortable?
No, it's all right. I wouldn't do it to you if it was bad. It's all right, honestly. Just go with me on it.
Go on, then.
Mahatma Gandhi. Hey!
I was right, it wasn't funny.
Anyway.
All right, then.
What's wrong with you, Simon?
I don't know, just quickly before I go,
yeah.
What's your thoughts on Gilbert O'Sullivan?
Which, the recent guest on the show?
8, 7,
oh, was he?
6,
yeah, Google it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Love Gilbert O'Sullivan. There's a good programme on Radio 2 that I listened to on the 27th in bed when everyone was downstairs. Listened to Gilbert O'Sullivan choosing some of his favourite songs and talking about songwriting and stuff. And one of the songs he chose was Surf's Up by the Beach Boys, which is a great song. It's a weird song, Surf's Up, because it's too... it's great. So, you're aware of Surf's Up?
Yes.
But it's because Brian Wilson recorded it in '67, and there's a famous TV performance of him doing it. But they didn't release it until, I think, 72. But it's the most obvious example of two songs welded together. Let me play it. We'll come to in a minute, Alistair. Let's, I wonder if I've got it. Have I got Surf's Up on here? I mean, it's a masterpiece. I don't know if I've got it on my... Surf's Up. Here we go. Is this it? You going to play? Here we go. You going to play? No, you're not going to play. Of course you're not going to play. Surf's Up the Beach Boy. I mean, the lyrics are bullshine. Here's the thing. I don't buy Van Dyke Park's lyrics. I think they're lousy. But listen to this, and you can hear where it goes from. This is 1972, right? And then it's going to jump to 1967 in a minute. You're going to hear it. And so it's a masterpice. The lyrics are ridiculous. Columnated ruins domino. Canvas the town and brush the backdrop. Are you sleep? I mean, it's silly lyrics. So we're still 1972. Still 1972. Listen to the horns.
Dim chandelier awaken me to a song dissolved in the dawn. The music hall accosted.
The bass.
The music hall is lost from now to a new.
Great vibe. We're going to jump to 67 in a bit, then I think we go back to 72. Here we go, I think. Here it comes. We're going to go back 5 years. It's like a different song. And they thought we wouldn't notice. But this is beautiful, listen. This might be 72, we might have jumped forward actually. Here we go. Listen to this. This is 72 because this is Carl singing. It's a good line. The laughs come hard in Auld Lang Syne. That's a good line. Means it's not a funny song. But here we go.
The glass was raised to fire and rose the fullness of the wine, the dim last toasting.
Maybe this is Brian, I can't tell.
While I poured a dew or die. But and I, beyond belief,
a broken man too tough to cry. Listen to this. Here we go. Listen to this. Oh.
Surfs up.
Then get ready for the bit at the end. Child is father of the man bit. Oh, it's incredible. Here we go. Isn't it? Oh, it's some song. Here we go. Here we go. Here they come. Beach Boys are assembling.
A children's song.
When he wrote it 2 years before they'd been doing I Get Around. I mean, it's kind of 2 or 3 years before they were doing I Get Around, and then they went to that. You could see where everyone went, guys, sorry, you doing drugs? Let's go to Dion.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, you have a good break?
Yeah, it was wicked, thanks. It's none of your business. Sorry.
Yeah, nice and quiet.
Yes.
I think
did you get your kebab?
Oh, God, you were listening. No, I haven't, as it goes.
Okay, well, you should get a kebab.
I will do next time.
It's not a euphemism, it's an actual kebab.
Yeah. I'm happy I got my bed to myself tonight.
Oh, yeah, kick the lady out of the bed, make love to yourself, then sleep.
Nice, let's go home and do things.
Good, man, means you can do things on your own now. Pleasure yourself without the lady.
No, but I was just found out with the Beach Boys. I think they were off their head on Charlie then, weren't they, at that time?
That's not a cocaine song.
Oh, I don't know, but it wasn't sensible.
No.
Not a lot of other stuff where they're good Californian boys.
Good Californian boys. No, I mean, the lyrics, I don't buy the Van Dyke Park. I do think his lyrics are nonsense. I know that's blasphemy to certain Beach Boys fans, but that's an LSD song. That's not a cocaine song.
Well, whatever, they were into the drugs anyway. Why not? They were young blokes. They were processed.
I can do your Beach Boys cocaine song. Hang on a second. But
in answer to your and why not? Well, Brian Wilson.
What's the song? They do a really good. What's that song? Can someone help me? Ain't got time for diamonds. Ain't pay no mind to gold. Ain't got that. What's that? Someone please tell me what that song is.
I'm trying.
Beach Boys, you ain't got time for diamonds.
All I Want to Do?
Yeah, this could be it. This is great. Yeah. Well, you ain't got time for diamonds, and you pay no mind to gold. You gave up everything you have, but there's one thing I want you to hold.
Oh, blimey.
Here we go. Let the power through ya. Come let me do ya, baby, now. Here we go. Baby. Yes, Paul, come on. I just want to do it with you.
Blimey.
And if you listen to the end of this song...
There's something quite Rolling Stones about that one, isn't there?
This is a great song. I think this is one. At the end of it, you hear Dennis Wilson having sex with a sex worker. Yes, here we go. Paul Ross still... Listen.
$25, I'm not paying.
Shut up!
That sounds good. Is that Catherine?
Don't talk over, you idiots. Yes. Hang on. Yes, Neil.
Very good.
Yeah, that was very good. Thank you. Anything else?
Think.
What?
I think I might put some Beach Boys on later on.
Yeah, you do that later on. Thank you. Yes, Paul.
I love the bit in Wendy when you hear somebody coughing on the organ solo.
Oh, I love loads of those 60 songs, and you can hear people talking in the back. Daydream Believer, you can hear them chatting.
You do. I didn't hear the opening bit when you started playing Columnated Ruins, Domino, Surf's Up.
Ridiculous lyrics.
Was there a reason you played it? I'll tell you why you spooked me out. Today's Van Dyke Park's birthday.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
1943. So by a process of osmosis, you've absorbed a reason for playing that.
I must have done. There's a really famous bit of footage of Van Dyke Park's kind of split the Beach Boys up. There's a very shorthand version of it. And Van Dyke Park's saying, well, Mike Love wanted to know what my lyrics meant and I didn't want to tell him, so screw him. And I kind of, for a long time, I thought, yeah, you tell him, Van Dyke. And then I thought, well, actually, Mike Love's got to sing those lyrics, and if he doesn't know what the lyric was over and over, the cornfield, over and over, the crow cries, uncover the cornfield. Imagine you're going from I Get Around to that.
Yeah.
Which I interviewed Van Dyke Parks once, without name dropping, and he said a lot of that song was meant to be the perspective of a Chinese labourer or navigator, they called him, building the railways from the west inwards. Yeah. So it's that high vision thing. But he was, I suspect, almost as bonkers as dear old Brian.
Yeah.
Those two together were a kind of perfect storm of beauty and pretension.
I think Kokomo is better than Smile. That's a fact. What's on your show tonight, Alistair?
You're what I call a Palestine or a Philippine.
Yeah,
we can have a debate one night. Oh, very quickly on the show tonight then, we've got brilliant boffin. I saw a film today, 20 minutes long, called The Poor Man of Nippur, Nippur. Yes. Okay? He's made it with his students. He's a lecturer in Assyriology at Cambridge.
Yes.
It's all in Babylonian. Oh. For the first time in 2,000 years, they've worked out how to speak a version of Babylonian. Wow. It's a 20-minute film based on an old folk tale. That's all you need to know about the show. Take me now, I'm going to heaven.
Kath is
I'd love to hear that.
The linguist of the show.
Go onto YouTube, The Poor Men of Nippur. Rather terrible film, but to hear the language spoken, it's linked to Hebrew and Arabic, and the guy was a proper. He's been studying it for 30 years. He's one of those from Cambridge.
Wonderful.
There you go. We are in. That's coming up after one. Alistair, I said we'd squeeze you in, and we're squeezing you in.
Hello.
He's not there. Hello, Alistair, yes?
Hello.
Hello.
Who's your lady friend?
Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year to you, Alistair.
You've three of my favourite broadcasters in the same studio right now.
Over at LBC. That's good to know, Alistair. You sound a little bit merry.
Yeah, I'm not very well. I've got the flu. And had a bit of a up and down Christmas, but
you made it. You made it out the other side. We survived. That's it. We're back into normality now.
Indeed.
Do you want to give us a call when you're sober?
I'll try.
Well, no. You don't try because you've done it before. You can do it again, brother. You give us a call when you're sober.
All right, my friend.
I like sober Alistair. Drunk Alistair. You know, I've got issues with him, but the sober guy is a really, really nice guy, and I'd like to talk to him again. Maybe later in the week, if possible.
Okay, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You made it through. You made it through to the other side, Alistair. You made it. It's a tough time of year for a lot of people. We made it. We're in 2019 now. It's happening. The year is happening. Anything else on your show?
I've got a couple of wildlife stories, one good news, one bad news. The bad news one is that the Sumatran rhino, the smallest rhino, is now extinct in the wild. The good news is...
What are we doing, man?
And we thought for 15 years they were completely extinct. There's a beautiful-looking duck called the pochard, P-O-C-H-A-R-D, in Madagascar.
Oh.
They found a breeding colony. They took 20 eggs for a reason. They ran them at high speed to the only hotel with electricity and power. They reared them and hatched them in the hotel's bathroom, and they've returned them to the wild. The return of the pochard, but goodbye the Sumatran rhino.
You'd think they'd maybe keep one...
Well, for an omelette.
For the menu, yeah.
Now.
You thought it was extinct, but for one night only.
But this is the man who prefers Kokomo to Smile and, you know...
What do you expect?
You know what they say, and when you look at the Mona Lisa, it ain't the Mona Lisa that's on trial.
Here's the thing. I do think Pet Sounds is grossly overrated. I've never dug Pet Sounds. God Only Knows is my favourite Beach Boys song by a long, long way.
Trombone Dixie. Have you heard the outtakes?
Trombone Dixie. Come on, man. Seriously?
Hang on to your ego. The lyrics. Hang on to your ego.
Yeah, I mean, this is cute. They're cute.
Oh, I just wasn't made for these times. It's heartbreaking. He was 23 when he wrote that.
I like the lyrics. I don't like all the silly sound effects and the horns and the big bass harmonicas.
Ice cream
and
chimes.
Stuff. I think they're a bit silly. I prefer the pop stuff before and the acoustic stuff after. Anyway,
you're a very old soul, I suspect.
Oh, that bombshell. We could argue about the Beach Boys all night, and one night we will, I promise you.
Hey, we don't argue.
This is Talk Radio.